till somebody comes and then we'll move there. Hello, Draculum.
Hello.
I'm here with Mr. Lodewijk.
I'm invited back.
Yes.
We had so much fun last time.
Yeah. The weather's kind of shit, so we'll see how it goes. But subscribe to Lodewijk, kind future.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. When there's more people, I'll need to say it again.
Yeah, let's see. So, with
Yeah.
this weather,
It's kind of difficult. We're at least kind of covered there. Well, let's see. Maybe some people will want to have a conversation with us.
but also my experience is that when the weather is more shitty, people are less open-minded and you have more shitty conversations. What's your experience with that?
That has always been the case, yeah. People are a bit more mopey.
Mopey.
Mopey, yeah. But
Yeah.
we'll do our best, you know. That's all we can do at the end of the day.
Let's see if we can spruce up somebody's mopey day.
Yeah. Let's open somebody's mind up. Open up somebody's mind. This guy's holding a sign. Did you just get that from somewhere? There's a person walking with a sign.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he's
He
an
doesn't look
official.
like a worker or something.
No,
Yeah. Just looks like he found the sign
Yeah.
somewhere and he collected it for
He's
himself.
taking it home to
Yeah.
put it up on the wall or something.
I think he's doing that. He's actually
I've seen
taking it.
people do that.
Yeah. Oh, not sick people, please.
So what do you think? Like when you do outreach, should you keep it light because it's a heavy conversation, you know? I had this discussion with Sohan the other day.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Keeping it light.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice, but I'm also trying to be direct. I think it's respectful to be direct with somebody.
Yeah. But it's a heavy conversation, right?
It is, yeah. It's never easy, right? So knowing that something you've been doing your whole life is not good. But deep down, people must know that there's something wrong with it, right? Like you can't be that, I don't know,
No, nobody's that ignorant,
that ignorant or that sleepy about it. That,
right? Yeah, people know. But then they have some of these excuses in their mind, and they're just lodged there kind of as a door stopper, you know, just to not think about it too much because, you know, what about protein, what about avocados and so on, you know.
maybe when people ask about protein, maybe we should ask, are you actually concerned about protein? Because if they actually are, we can actually give a good response instead of, is it just an excuse you're coming up with? What's going on there? Because it just feels like another excuse. It just feels like, I don't know, maybe like a fear response or something.
It seems like every person that brings up the protein response is also a gym bro, or like I'm trying to gain muscle, you know, and therefore I need, you know, animals in my diet, blah blah.
Yeah. It's so funny because I was a gym bro for a long portion of my time, but I never thought you need to eat meat to be a gym bro. I don't know where this is coming from.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing also, like I don't find it hard at all to get protein. In fact, I find it even easier today than when I did eat meat.
Same.
I didn't even think about it back then also, but like for example, TVP and soy chunks is like 50% protein, you know.
TVP is freaking, yeah.
It's more than when you eat a steak.
Hell yeah it
It's
is.
so easy to get protein, so it's just like one of the dumbest arguments.
Oh, that's a good point. Dandelion Gum says asking how much protein they get per day is a good question to see if they're actually concerned about protein or not.
Right.
Because they should know, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, but I think people just, I think people don't really know what protein is, where it comes from and stuff. I think people are just like, oh, I heard you should have protein or something. It's healthy to have protein, or I don't know.
Right, it's a doorstopper argument. It's
Yeah.
not an actual argument. It's
A
more like I heard this
doorstopper
thing once and now I don't need to think about it anymore, you know, because protein, whatever.
I'm learning something new. Doorstopper argument.
Yeah, I just came up with that. Like it's
That's
not
a
an
good,
actual, yeah.
You're good at this,
But
man.
it's like it's an argument to just stop you from thinking any further.
I've been using this affective empathy and cognitive empathy a lot lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it actually makes a lot of sense. It's very easy to claim, like for somebody to claim effective empathy. Well, I don't feel any empathy for these animals. Okay, but it's not about you feeling them. It's about being cognitively aware about them.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I feel that is maybe the biggest problem why people don't become vegan, because they want to have a feeling about it.
Yeah.
But if that feeling is lacking, they also lack the motivation. And the motivation is supposed to come from the higher parts of your brain, not the lower parts. It's
yeah.
not. There's not gonna be a feeling unless you watch one of those documentaries, right? But
And why would you make decisions based on feelings? Shouldn't you make them based
right,
on
we should also not overestimate.
Do you want to have a conversation with us?
I would love to.
Are you okay being 522?
I am.
Cool. What's your name?
My name is Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen.
Let's come a little
Yes.
bit closer here.
And you're from the U.S., I guess.
I am. I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yes.
Nice.
What brings you here in Amsterdam?
Visiting, and I'm here with my best friend who lives in London. We met our first day of uni when we were both 17 years old, and we've been friends ever since.
Oh, I'm Chip, by the way.
Hi,
Are
Chip.
you visiting?
Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen. Are you visiting Anne Frank's house?
We did.
You did?
Yes.
How did you feel about it?
Very emotional.
Do you think we should... it was an injustice what happened to her, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think we should, if presented with an injustice, do you think we should continue doing it? Because the people who did this to Anne Frank, a lot of the people didn't really know what they were doing, did they? Like, they were just following some orders or following somebody, right? Do you think that's a right way to live, to just follow what everybody else does? Or do you think we should think for ourselves and, stand up for injustice?
I am a free thinker.
You're a free thinker.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah,
So we should stand up to injustice, right?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. Do you think that there might be some injustice that's happening out? Like, okay, let me ask you this actually. Do you think injustice applies to humans or does it also apply to animals?
Both.
Both, right. Do you think that when we farm animals, we are committing an injustice towards them?
I will have to say I grew up farming.
Yeah.
We farmed ethically. We farmed organically. When that wasn't even a thing, it's just how you did it.
If you replace
did it
the
properly.
animal with a human, could you still say that farming was ethical?
No.
No. So then what makes it ethical if it's an animal? Because it feels like taking their life, impregnating them, doing all of this, controlling their breeding process, keeping them captive, whether it's in a large yard or a small yard, you're still keeping them captive. Is that in any form ethical or fair towards them?
I just feel differently about farming, ethical farming. I do. I don't believe in the factory farming that happens in the U.S.
Well, what's ethical farming? Can you describe it?
First of all, we are the higher order species on this planet.
Wasn't the people who did this
And
to
we are-
Anne Frank
and we
saying
are
the same thing?
carnivores. But that
Weren't they
was
saying that they're
people.
this?
That was people against people. We are a higher order species than animals.
But is it an injustice that's happening? Because I asked you if it's an injustice. Because you
It's
said
happening.
injustice happens to animals also. Do you think farming animals is
I
an
think
injustice?
people abusing animals for the sheer pleasure or the sheer whatever they get out of it, that's an injustice. I don't believe that farming is unethical or an injustice.
But
no.
taking their life for a product we do not need, you don't think that's unjust?
I don't think that's an injustice because we are carnivores.
We're
No,
omnivores.
we're not.
Not
We're omnivores,
not all
right?
of us. Omnivores. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I meant to say omnivores. Yes.
Yeah. But we can be healthy on a plant-based diet. We can be healthy without consuming
I
animal
agree,
products.
and I don't begrudge anyone that. I don't have any issue with that.
So that must mean
but
that
they
if
shouldn't
we-
have an issue with me
But
either.
let me explain. So if you agree that we can be healthy on a plant-based diet, that means that animal products are optional for us, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
So if
Sure.
they're optional, is it really just or justice to take away an innocent animal's life because you want to, because you don't need it, right? As we said, it's an optional product. So is it really just to take away their life without any need behind it, just because you want to?
I don't see it as injustice, no.
So what justifies it? Because Chip is saying it's optional, right? You agree that it's optional. So what is the justification then? Like for what makes it just?
I just simply don't see it that way. I don't.
Okay,
see,
but
I
you're a
just
free
simply don't
thinker,
see
right?
it that
So
way.
tell me, what is the thought
I
behind
am
it?
a free thinker,
Yeah.
and I don't see it. I don't
All
think
right,
about it
you
that way.
said that, but instead of repeating it, maybe like we're trying to get to the reason, like why, like why
Because-
do you not, like what is the justification for doing this to animals when it is optional? That is the question.
Because I'm a carnivore and I like to eat meat. And
Would you
I
do it to
raise them
dogs?
Wait, so you're not a carnivore,
to
first of all.
survive.
No. In the same situation where you have other options, would you pay for dogs to be farmed and killed?
I don't believe so. No, I think I
Okay.
would go to more of a.
So isn't this an
Hold
injustice?
on. I would go to more of a animal product like eggs or something like that, where I'm
Where
not
only the male
equi-
chicks are killed.
No, not necessarily.
So I'm just like, because you seem to think that if somebody is born, if an animal is born a dog, they deserve the right to live. You wouldn't farm or kill them. But if somebody is born a cow, like an animal is born a cow, then you seem to think it's okay to treat them like an object and kill them for a product you don't even need. So how is that fair? Because if you ask me, somebody taking my life, they better have a pretty good explanation for it. Otherwise, them just saying I want to is not a good enough explanation.
Right, Chip, but she already said she's a carnivore and she doesn't think that, she just doesn't see it that way.
What is it that you don't see?
I don't agree. I'm not going to say what you want me to say when
I
that's
don't
not
want
what
you to
I
say
believe.
anything. You say you're a
We're
free
just trying
thinker. We want
trying
you
to understand
think, yeah.
why. Like, what's
Yeah.
the justification? You
Why?
said you're a carnivore. Well,
Yes.
you've already agreed we're omnivores, right? We're not carnivores. That's just a fact, right?
And I
And-
also grew up hunting my own food too.
Okay, that's fine.
Hunting and growing
but,
my
but
own
you do
food.
recognize that it's a fact that we're omnivores, right? You're not a
course.
carnivore. Yeah. Okay,
And that
so
we can
Yes,
be
I
healthy,
misspoke.
and not
yeah,
plant-based diet.
yeah, that's fine. So, and you do recognize that we don't actually need to eat animals, right? Like, there's more than 1 billion people on this planet who actually don't, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I've not myself for 25 years, right?
Great.
So yeah, so you do recognize that it's possible to live healthily without eating animals.
I do recognize that,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. So then the question becomes, why is it just to do it to animals? Like, for what reason? Is it for taste pleasure? Is it for
It's choice, it's taste
Choice.
pleasure, it's
Taste
the
pleasure,
type
yeah.
of protein, it's
type of protein? Okay.
and I've studied food science as well and worked in research and development in food science, and
What's
it's
the difference
different
between
type.
plant protein and animal protein?
That would take all day.
Can you
take
summarize
a
it?
day.
'Cause I'm a
There are
nutritionist.
9 essential amino acids, right?
Yeah.
And all those 9 amino acids are found in plant protein.
It's not just the amino acids though. It's how they bind to the minerals and vitamins is different than from plant protein.
Why is that?
That's my simple answer.
Do you know why? Because I know why. Why is it that you think that protein? Because I'm assuming you're speaking something like bioavailability. Why do you think that plant protein has less bioavailability than animal protein?
I'm not saying that
Which
it
isn't
does.
true,
I'm
by the
saying
way.
that it's different.
It's different, but our body needs amino acids. It doesn't need the binding blocks of the amino acids. Our body
Okay.
breaks down
He's a
the
nutritionist,
amino
by the way,
acids.
so-
What I'm going to say is, I respect and appreciate your point of view.
It's not mine. It's the animal's point of view. They are
The animal's
oppressed
point of view.
by you.
I appreciate that fact.
They are oppressed by
Okay.
you.
Can I just ask a final question,
Yes,
maybe,
please.
because you seem to be wanting to get away from
I do. We have
Okay,
some
right.
more
So you said that you are against factory farming, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you realize that when you buy any type of animal product, with some few exceptions, maybe here and there in Amsterdam while you're visiting here, that you're buying from factory?
I
farms?
understand that.
Right.
I
So
understand
do you think that you should stop that?
Yes, and in the States
Right.
I do. I buy direct from farm.
Right,
from
but while
mom
you're
and
here
pop
in
farms.
Amsterdam, did you know like Amsterdam has so many vegan options? Did you know that? Like there's like
I'm seeing that, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So while you're here,
And I have eaten
And
mostly
you-
vegan since I've been here.
great. So just don't buy any animal products while you're here, because when you buy an animal product, you're buying from a factory farm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you
I'll
for
give you this
speaking
back.
with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Chip.
Have an awesome day.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
you're getting your name
Bye
again.
bye, Lobo.
Lobo.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye bye. Free thinker.
Free thinker.
I was like, oh god. Yeah, no. When somebody says they're a free thinker,
They're not.
I wanna. Yeah, I go into a different mode or so. Then I'm like, okay, let's see if this person really can get into first principles. And she was just repeating the same argument again and again, and then, yeah, I don't know if that was visible on the screen, but her face became really tense.
She became irritated.
Yeah,
she
she's
was.
really like, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. And she was like, I'm a hunter, I'm a carnivore.
What about the clothes you're wearing?
What? Last time it was the belt, now it's the clothes. What about what? Like
What
what?
about the clothes you're wearing? They were built at a factory probably made by children who are starving.
You know,
Tia.
if I would know, like let's say I go to a shop and I would see a label or
Wanna
like
try such experiment?
a very clear way of seeing that this coat is made by like in a factory farm or in some kind of sweatshop in Bangladesh, then I wouldn't buy it for sure.
Yeah.
So I do my best,
We all
but sometimes it's hard. Like, and I'm not perfect, and the
Yeah.
chip isn't either.
But what we're saying is that
yeah.
we're not here to judge what you're doing. We're here to tell you that to help you out with making the better choices. If you're saying our clothes are the issue and you give us a better choice, we're here to listen and we're here to change. I have no problem changing, buying clothes from different places or whatever. I don't buy clothes, to be honest. I only buy it when I need it. But like if I were to be buying a clothes option and you guys are telling me this is the better option, I wouldn't even skip on the price.
Yeah,
I would actually raise more money to pay for a better option. In fact, my t-shirt that I have on now and every t-shirt that I have with me that hasn't been given to me, as I specifically looked into it being ethical for the way it's produced. So
I do so too. I look at the label and so on, but sometimes it's very hard to decide.
it's not always
But I
easy.
can show you my phone, for example. You know, here it's a fair phone.
You guys
should
want to
look
have a
that up.
conversation with us?
Yeah, Alicia.
No.
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you go into a shop and you buy meat, it's a dead animal right there. I mean, you know that it's not ethical because you don't need to buy it at all. You can just buy something else. Yeah.
Also, this person claiming about the clothes and about the worker condition in clothes, it's called the fallacy from relative privation, because it's nothing more than a whataboutism. It's essentially saying, well, we're here fighting for animal rights, and you're here telling us, well, what about these other rights? Excuse me?
Yeah.
We care about those, and if I'm going to speak with somebody on the street who speaks up for human rights, I'm not going to go there and say, well, what about the animals' rights? Do you care about those? No, we're going to have a conversation about human rights, and then maybe I would tackle also animal rights. It's as easy as that, but I'm going to respect what they're here standing up for, right? That's what matters.
Yeah, we might be hypocrites and still be right.
That's exactly, and if you think that us being hypocrites are not right, that's called an appeal to hypocrisy. So there you go, another logical fallacy. Martin, thank you for putting that post up. I appreciate it. And if one of the moderators wants to put up Lodovike's channel also so that people can subscribe if they enjoy it, that would be lovely.
Thank you very much.
Kind Future, it's his channel.
And we actually did some outreach also here at the Anne Frank Museum Saturday, Sohan and me, and
Yeah.
we're going to put it up on our channel.
Nice.
And we actually used a script from Debug Your Brain that
Ooh.
Sohan picked up on. And it starts with a quote about the Holocaust and the comparison with animals. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous going into it because who knows? You know, somebody says that it's cultural appropriation or how dare you make that comparison. I feel the comparison is very valid. Of course, there's lots of differences, but there's also a ton of overlap. And so, yeah, we spoke about the overlap and about the differences, and we had some really good conversations actually.
Yeah, the way I started it now with the do you want to do what everybody else does? Was a little bit like we should do discrimination. I think was better like we did last time. And if they come up with everybody does it, we can use it as a justification. Well, wait a minute, because everybody else followed orders when they did what they did to Anne Frank. Somebody says we need to eat animals. No, we do not. We have empirical evidence that we do not. I'm a certified nutritionist. The largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet say that we do not. I don't know, but.
That's such a stupid. It's easier to believe that the Earth is flat than to believe that we need to eat animals.
I would say they're kind of on the same line, to be honest. Not one is.
No, because when you want to prove that the Earth is round, I mean, you can't see it with your eyes, right?
Oh,
like it's kind of like you could still make a case for it, but you just meet anybody who's not been eating animals for 20, 30, or maybe their whole life. And that just disproves your case,
Yeah, but they're gonna die the next year.
Right.
It's always. You've been vegan for 3 years, just wait until it's 5 years. You've been vegan for 5 years, wait until it's 10. You've been vegan for 10, wait it's 30.
Yeah, of course.
You've been vegan for 30 years? Yeah, well, you're not gonna live longer than a non-vegan.
Yeah, and then I'll just give them the Adventist study where they tracked vegans who lived basically vegan their whole life. And it showed that on all-cause mortality, actually, they're living longer.
You guys want to have a conversation with us?
Do you speak English?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
perfect.
being live on YouTube?
Yeah. You're live? Okay. So what's a social experiment?
Let's come here. So we ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. What's your name?
Patrick, hi.
Patrick, nice to meet you.
Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Whoa. Did you just visit the Anne Frank Museum?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're asking because what happened to Anne Frank was a form of discrimination, right? She was discriminated against by her own, because of her ethnicity, right? Because she was Jewish by ethnicity, not necessarily by religion. Do you think it's fair to discriminate based on somebody's ethnicity?
No.
Why not?
No. I don't think it's fair to discriminate anyone against how to say religion or ethnicity or color or whatever he
Sex.
like sexuality. Exactly. I think I personally think that as long as they don't cross my personal border, it's okay for anyone to do anything they want.
Yeah.
So I told my girlfriend that I can't imagine the horror they went through, and I don't want to happen again.
I agree with you. So that's why we're asking people about discrimination, because there is this largest discrimination that most people participate in, and you might be one of them. And we're here trying to ask you to stop doing that, because while you don't discriminate with humans, all of them you treat them equally, but you didn't choose to be born human. I didn't choose to be born human.
Exactly, yes.
Yet if somebody's born an animal, like say a cow, we discriminate on them, don't we?
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
send them to slaughter.
I
we exploit
understand
them.
where you're
And
going
all of it is
to.
for optional products, to be clear, because we
I
don't need to do
understand.
any
Yes.
of it.
Yes, I understand. I totally understand.
Do you think that is a form of discrimination? Here we go.
I know. Yeah, I know where you're going to.
Yeah.
Because I lived a long time from my life vegetarian,
Yeah.
and I think you're going like, is vegan the correct option to live
It's not
by?
a diet. We're not talking about diets here. We're talking about respecting animals' rights.
Yeah, but it's the same. But it's actually I think it's the same.
Well, let me put it this way: if during World War II they started eating Jewish people, then being against what they were doing would have implied a dietary change, just like being vegan implies a dietary change. Because we see it as a dietary change because we use animals in that situation.
Yeah.
But we also use animals for clothes.
Yeah,
We
I
use
see,
animals for
I see.
entertainment.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
use animals for
I know.
testing on them. We use them for so many ways. So being vegan means respecting their rights.
I
and as
see,
a consequence
yes.
of that, obviously you're not going to eat them.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
pay for them
yeah. I
to be.
see. I totally see. And when I was vegetarian, I was the same opinion actually, because I said, okay, I don't want to wear leather because I mean, as long as the animal dies, it's basically I don't have to eat it.
Yeah.
It means it dies for my well-being, let's say, or for my personal interest.
Yeah.
And I totally agree that it's a form of discrimination. I actually thought about if it's okay to have pets or not.
Also, yeah.
But I think pets, I mean, is it okay to put like a wild animal in your home and domesticate it? I don't think so.
No.
But
Yeah, let's talk about the animals that we use for food and for clothing and so on.
yeah.
So do you still wear leather now then, or?
Yeah, I actually do. I
Okay.
changed my mind because of my personal change in my life. There were some changes
Yeah.
which I need to let's say arrange to, and it included that going back to eating meat, which was like the how to say. It was the easiest, like the way of the lowest resistance, let's say, because I think it was in that time it was for me way too hard to implement it in my like all day life, like with my 2 kids. It was easier to go to the supermarket and buy meat and cook meat.
Really?
So, yeah,
And
exactly.
what time was that? You're from
Yeah, it's
Germany,
still- yeah,
I'm guessing?
I'm from Germany, yes.
And which time were you vegetarian?
Like 8 years, almost 10 years, I think.
Okay, because Germany is just like, I love going to the supermarkets in Germany as a vegan
Yeah.
because it's so easy.
It's
Like,
basically
I'm
easy,
super
yeah,
surprised
but-
that you find it hard at
No,
all
it's-
because I have a kid myself and
It's basically
it never is hard on me.
I
never.
agree. I agree that
Just
it's not that hard actually, but it was in my mind. It was like looking up for recipes, vegetarian recipes.
You find that hard, eh?
No, I.
Okay, no, I'm
I
just
know
trying
where
to,
I know. No,
I'm
I know
trying
where
to
you're
get
going,
it.
and
Like, sorry, but like,
no. I don't feel provoked.
because the internet is full of
the
vegetarian.
internet is full of it.
Like-
But you know when you like when you have kids too. Are you
I have-
alone with
yeah.
your kids?
No, I have a girlfriend.
I'm alone with my
But
kids.
like I never like I'm trying to understand you, right? Like I'm not judging you, but I'm just truly trying to understand. Like I never have that like a moment where I go like, oh, like I should buy some meat because it's easier. Like I don't get it. Sorry. Like,
I know. I see that you're not getting it. The thing is
How
that,
does that work?
how it works is that actually the kids are easier to satisfy when the food is like delicious, and I
Okay.
actually think that they like meat, and I would love them to not eat meat. But it's. I think it's right now it's easier,
Okay.
which is not saying that I will stay this way like forever. Actually,
Right.
I was
You're open to change then.
I'm open to change,
yeah.
exactly. But right now, it's not the right time.
Right. But because what's keeping you now then? Because what's
You know,
what's
but,
the
to get a little bit more personal, but I already said that I'm alone with my 2 kids, so
Yeah.
I'm a single parent, and there are a lot of tasks, a lot of daily tasks, like doing the dishes, doing like the clothes, washing the clothes and everything, and I was like, like the mental overload, and I think it's easier to open like a normal recipe book and look
Okay.
up. Okay, I know how to make like lasagna.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm really curious about this one question. Sorry, Chip. Like while you were here in Amsterdam, you were eating in restaurants.
Well, actually, we just arrived yesterday, so we
Okay.
haven't eaten in restaurants yet.
And
No.
when you do eat in a restaurant,
Yeah.
are you eating meat?
Yeah, most
Okay.
probably yes. Yes.
Okay,
But
so
your kids are not here, right?
The kids
No, my kids are
argument
not
doesn't
here.
apply then, right?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. I think it's just a matter of how to say. You don't speak any German.
No,
you
but-
don't-
I want to ask you,
Ambition, yeah.
I want to ask you because conceptually, right? Like the people who opened up the door to Anne Frank and lied for her and let her stay, sometimes within her wall, sometimes within their house. They put their life in danger.
I see.
They in all of it to try and save one individual. Do you think you would be that person, or do you think you would be the person who would close the door and say, no, thank you, I have enough on my plate? Because right now what we're asking you to do is no longer exploit and slaughter hundreds of animals who are also sentient individuals, who also feel, who also have emotions, who also think. and we can't come up with the justification that it's easier for me to slaughter
Yeah,
them.
I see.
Because
I
this is how
totally
we
agree.
get like the stories, the brave stories, the beautiful stories are written by the ones who actually don't say, "Well, I'm gonna go with the easy part because it's easy," even though
I
it
see.
may not be the right thing to do, right?
I totally agree. I think it was, well, actually it was a different time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's coming back.
No, it's coming back, and I'm
Yeah.
afraid of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a different topic. But I see where you're going, and because just looking at the time, we have a appointment at the next museum.
Yeah.
But I will take your ideas with us, and as I said, actually, I think it's not okay to exploit animals. Yes.
Yeah.
And I participate in the let's say cruelty in exploiting animals, and I'm totally aware of that. And I think I will, maybe think about it. Oh, you have it already in German.
I have it in
Yeah,
German.
Yeah,
you're well prepared.
There's a quote that says, like, in relation to the animals, all humans are Nazis, and for the animals, it's an internal Treblinka.
Yeah,
And that's a World War II survivor who said that, actually.
yeah,
And also, like, when you look at Alex Hershaft, he's actually an Auschwitz survivor, and he became an animal rights activist because he saw the relationships, or like the comparison between what we're doing to animals
Yeah.
and what we did, or what the Nazis did to the Jews, actually.
yeah.
And so it's mass extermination at even a much larger scale, right? Like
Yeah,
90
yeah.
billion land animals each year, trillions of marine animals if you include them, and non-stop, just continue. And of course the purpose is different, and humans are not the same as animals, and so on.
Yeah.
But like, it's a massive, massive, massive injustice.
And it's coming from the same place because they were born in a way that you don't think they should have rights. Because if it were dogs, I'm sure you wouldn't do it, right?
Exactly.
And that
Yeah,
massive
so, yeah.
injustice isn't justified by saying, "Oh, it's easier," because
I see.
And
I
also,
totally see.
like, while you're here in Amsterdam, there's so many vegan restaurants. Just go and visit them, you know.
Yeah.
And make it vegan, not vegetarian, because those
Dairy cows.
dairy
No,
cows
no,
are
I-
horribly abused.
I totally, and I have a vegan friend, and I told her when I was vegetarian that like this is the how to say it in English, like the logical way when you're vegetarian to go over like and let's say like do the extra mile and go vegan. I think it's the logical way.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
because,
it's
as a-
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's a massive difference between 8 years ago and now also. The shops are full of vegan food.
Absolutely.
It's super easy once you know a few dishes.
Exactly.
Kids will love it. My kid loves it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not come up with excuses, is what we're saying.
Yeah. I understand.
Because
Actually,
I'm sure that do you think that between the difficulty that you're having, is it more difficult for you or for the animals?
Yeah, most probably for the animals. Yes.
And don't you think when we do an action, we should consider the victims of our actions also?
Yeah.
And when we say it's difficult for us, we should consider the difficulty also for the victims of our actions, because it's you know, we can't go around blindfolded looking and doing our thing, because then we end up in situations like this.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. I think about it. And
Think and act, not just
think and
think,
act.
okay?
Exactly.
We need
I
to
feel-
act. Yeah,
Can
we need action.
I've
We don't need to-
like last week I've heard a sentence which was very very cool. Like when you talk the talk, can you do the walk? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just not talk the talk, but walk the walk. It's,
Yeah, we're doing this as
yeah.
animal rights activists, and people compliment us. Oh, it's such a good thing what you're doing, and so on.
No, it's
we
a good
don't
thing.
care. You know?
Yeah, but we
we
don't
want
care.
people.
We
We
want
don't. We
people to
want people to
change,
change.
Yeah,
Like,
I
don't
totally
tell
can
us like
understand.
it's such a good thing that you're doing, and then continue to do the fucking
I
the
see,
same
I
thing.
see.
You know.
But
It's a massive injustice, and
Yeah.
it needs to stop, right? And it's people like you who have already thought about it and actually know that it's completely possible, and know
It
that
is
it's not
possible,
good.
yes.
It's not a good thing
Yeah.
that we're doing.
Yeah.
To actually stop, because it's, you know, there's plenty of people who are not going to stop because they come up with a ton of excuses.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have only a few excuses, very light ones that were easily brushed away, right?
Absolutely.
So talk to your vegan friend and go and figure it out. It's really not that hard.
I see.
How many more animals should be exploited, abused, slaughtered for you from now on?
You would love to hear
What would-
like zero,
I would
but I
love
can. I actually can't imagine because when I buy grinded meat, I actually don't know how many cows or how many.
But you can make it zero.
I
Come
can
on,
make it zero. I can make it
grinded
zero.
meat is you can find the plant-based meat is just so
Exactly.
easily.
I actually made it myself. Well, that's a
so
thing.
easy
I've
to
you
replace.
know I don't know if it's called seitan in Dutch.
Seitan,
Seitan.
yeah.
I have it at home, and I made it myself, like bolognese and stuff like
Tastes
that.
great.
Tastes great.
Dirt cheap.
Yes.
Just keep in mind that even if you do it once a week, you're still causing an
Yeah, I
injustice
see.
to somebody.
You don't have to glow like 100%,
Yeah.
but
You should
Yeah.
no, you have to go on it because even once a week,
yeah,
you
but
still cause an injustice.
yeah, I see. I'd love to stay actually, and I'd love to stay to see what other people think because let's say like, well, you are not. I'm not the one like you hope to meet.
But
Most
that's
Depends on your actions.
depends on the
your
actions, but
yeah.
I think there are more people to disagree with your opinions. So
course,
I'd
We've
love
heard
to stay,
everything.
but
We've
It's not
heard
our
everything.
opinion. It's a logical conclusion drawn from simple. You know, we're all
Compassion.
sentient being, compassion, fairness, justice.
Yeah.
It's not an opinion.
Okay.
My opinion is that we should all stop, and it's ridiculous that not everybody stops. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
I
But
see, yes.
you know, logically speaking, there's no reason to not do
Okay.
it.
While you're here in Amsterdam, try the vegan food.
I'll think about it.
And then think about with every meal that you sit down, you have so many vegan options here in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Really, there's really no need for you to pick. You're not cooking yourself, you
Yeah,
know.
I see,
It
yeah.
costs the same, it tastes the same, it's just as nutritious.
Yeah.
Just pick the vegan option because the other option is related to a massive injustice.
Yeah.
And
read
you know
the
that.
flyer. Read the flyer.
I have a flyer, yes.
Okay. And read
All right.
through it, okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Nice to meet you.
So have a nice
Awesome,
day.
Yeah.
Bye bye. So many comments.
Yeah. I don't know. Never heard somebody as dumb as Jenna said. Whatever. Yeah, there's fighting in the comments
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
I don't know. I did not like this person. You're so apathetic towards this situation.
I thought he was able to change. He even said this. He
Ben
even
said
said
nice
something like
people,
that.
okay.
Like he said, like, well, I made a decision then, and I asked him, "Are you open to change?" He said, "Yes."
And everybody, if you're enjoying the stream, hit that like, subscribe, and subscribe to Lodovike also. He's a kind future. Moderators from time to time, please drop his channel so that people can subscribe to him. Yeah, he was. I don't know, man.
Why didn't you like him?
It just felt like because I don't like when you told him try the vegan food, he said I'll think about it. He didn't say okay, I'll do it, which I'm like, what the fuck? Like really, you're in Amsterdam, the place where it's fucking vegan heaven. You can get so much amazing food and you can't try it here, really? What, like, you say it's a discrimination, you say it's as bad, you say you understand, you say all the right things, but then when it comes to actually doing something about it, you're gonna be, I'll think about it. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
that-
think about it. Imagine if the Nazis said, well, we'll think about it, we'll think about it, we'll think about it.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll
I'll
just
think
kill a
ab-
couple more Jewish people and then we'll think
I'll
about
think
it.
about not being racist.
Yeah, of course, we'll think about it.
Yeah, he was very non-committal. That's true.
He was. That's the
yeah.
one thing that I don't like about him. He said the right things, but then non-committing, which is like, what's going on there, buddy?
Well, maybe you have a nose for it for these people,
I don't know.
But also, like, he finds it hard to cook. Like, I just don't get that. It's
Yeah. Also, you don't want to teach your children the sheer values that even if something is easier, it doesn't mean that you should still do the right thing. Yeah. You guys want to have a conversation with us? Hey, are you being live on YouTube?
Yeah.
What is it about?
yeah.
Animals. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Live.
You want to come here so that I can review?
Okay.
What are your names?
My name's Nicolo.
Nicola, I'm
meet
Chip.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Sasha,
Sasha.
how's it going?
Lobo.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to
You
meet
want to have a
you.
conversation with us? No, okay. So, did you guys visit Anne Frank? What's going on?
No, we've just come by to see.
We wanted to, but it was booked out to like almost November. So
But do you know the story of Anne Frank?
yeah, we
Yeah.
we study history.
She was discriminated against for being Jewish, right? For being of Jewish ethnicity. Do you think that's okay to discriminate based on Jewish ethnicity?
Absolutely
No,
not.
any form of discrimination is wrong.
Yeah. Do you think discriminating based on sex, based on race, based on skin color, are any of those forms of justification?
No.
Sorry, are those any good discriminations?
No, absolutely not.
No.
What if somebody is intellectually challenged? They're not smart enough. They're kind of stupid. Is it okay to discriminate based
No.
on them?
No.
No.
absolutely
What if
not.
they have hair on their body?
If they're what?
They have hair on their body. It's
No.
like all over. No.
No.
And what if they walk on four legs? Is it okay to discriminate that? No.
If that's what he enjoys doing, then as long as he's happy, you know. then
So
everything's good.
So they walk on four legs. They're not very smart, and they have hair all over the body. Let's just call them what they are, animals. Is it okay to discriminate on animals?
No.
Probably not. No, I mean ethically, it's a complicated ethical kind of question, to be honest. But,
Here we go again. It's a complicated question.
well, you
Why?
guys obviously have your point of views.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
is it?
it's
Why
not
is
that
it complicated?
complicated.
We're
It's
animal rights
complicated.
activists.
Yeah, I mean,
what's
to be honest,
complicated?
you're probably correct. What's complicated is that there's just such a long history of humans dominating that species, and it's never been questioned until now. That's why when you have all
Because
that
now
history,
we have options. In the history, maybe we didn't.
Well,
So
the-
when we start
yeah.
having options, do you think it's okay to exploit animals?
No, I
No,
don't
you're-
think it's okay to
yeah,
exploit animals.
You're probably right. Like a lot of things that were considered normal maybe 200 years ago that we've deconstructed, we've managed to do that. And this is probably one of the cases that in a couple of decades will also,
Yeah.
will be solved. So you're probably correct.
Just to be clear, we're talking about using animals for food, for clothing, for entertainment,
Yeah.
all of these sources, right? Because we can get all of
So you
these.
guys are vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get all of these without using animals. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about this? What makes it? Because do you think when you're buying animal products, maybe food, maybe clothing or whatever,
I mean, I don't think about it at all. To be
you don't
honest.
think about it, but
No.
think about it now. Do you think that if you were to buy an animal product, wouldn't you be supporting a form of discrimination?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Definitely.
If you deep it, and a lot of things in society, and animals is one of it. You can talk about other situations in the world, conflicts. We all tend to turn a blind eye, especially
But you're not
now.
specifically paying for them, right? That's the difference.
No.
Because with conflicts, if you had the option presented to you, one that chooses to support the conflict and one that chooses to not.
Well, it's not a question of support or not. It's a question of inaction. It's not that we don't support it or do. It's just that
Well, no,
it's a form of we don't really care because we're not thinking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's a different thing whether you do something about it or not, right? Whether you're an activist towards it or not. We're asking you the bare minimum. If you're faced with the choice between supporting an inaction or an injustice and not supporting it,
yeah, but that would lead to you doing an action, which is becoming vegan.
well, no,
No.
because the action itself, you're still making a choice every day. When you're
Yeah.
choosing what you eat, when you're choosing what you
Yeah.
wear, you can choose the option that does not exploit an animal.
Exactly.
We're
which would be-
we're not doing an action because
Yeah.
we're not eating animals.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are the ones that are
Okay.
doing an action.
Yeah, okay, I see
which
what you
is
mean.
to
Yeah, it's a
discriminate.
choice, yeah.
Like in terms
Yeah.
of a conflict, like
Yeah.
the Ukraine war or the
Yeah,
Gaza conflict, we're all of us are not doing anything about that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe some of us go to protest, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We're not right now. We're not doing anything about
Yeah.
that. But we're also not going out of our way to actually, support Israel, support Russia,
Yeah.
But when it comes to animals, you're like when you're making a choice to eat an animal, you're basically supporting the wrong side of
Yeah.
history, as you've used.
No,
You've said it yourself.
Listen,
right?
you're correct. It's just a case of, you're used to. It's the case of that.
I think
habit.
in society, society is so built around abusing the animals that it's really hard to go around it. Like it's almost
Yeah.
harder to not hurt the animals than to like help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Sure, it's
becoming vegan
non-vegan world, yeah.
and
Exactly,
not consuming and not doing those actions is actually an action because society, as you said, is
It's
so
so involved.
entrenched all this animal
Right,
kind
stopping
of-
is an action, but once you've stopped, it's no longer an action, right? So the question now becomes, do you feel you need to stop? Like, because once you've stopped, then it's no longer an action. Like, we're vegan, and it doesn't
Yeah.
cost us any energy. No, it's just okay. We just don't eat these things. You know, that's just as easy as it is for us.
But
you
it's
know?
also in the clothes you buy, and you have
Yeah,
to be
but
careful.
that's
And the
not
Do you
shoes
hard
guys
you
at all.
wear.
do you guys make sure that all your clothes is vegan
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
friendly
of course. Yeah,
produced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we just talked about
It's
that.
not that
But
difficult.
it's more
We have labels
is it more expensive? Is it costly?
No, it's
Like
actually
let's
cheaper
say
to be
like
vegan.
obviously we're in Amsterdam on holidays, you know,
Yeah.
we're not like financially we're fine. We could probably go out of our way to you know find the right shops. But let's say
I
you're
would
not
say-
in our situation. What's like I don't know. I'm asking
Restaurants
you
in
guys.
Amsterdam are expensive. Vegan
Yeah.
restaurants are. I don't think they're more expensive than the average.
But what about clothes and
Clothes?
products and all
Well,
sorts of
most
stuff?
clothes are vegan. Cotton is vegan. Most
Okay.
clothes, unless you specifically want to buy animal leather or something.
Yeah.
Most clothes are generally vegan. There's fewer clothes nowadays that are not.
Yeah.
I guess you can just take a look. I think it's a little bit. You would need a certain intention, and it's a little bit harder to choose the clothes that are not vegan than the clothes that are vegan. It's because we have way more that are vegan than the ones that are not. But
Okay.
and by the way, when we ask you all these questions, we're not interested. Like, it's good to have this conversation, but we're not really wanting to point a finger at you and judge you for all of
Yeah.
this, right?
Of course.
We're mostly just want to see change in all of this.
Well,
So-
it's a good way. The way you're doing it is
Yeah.
making us think about it ourselves rather than pointing a finger. It's more effective.
because that's what we want to do. We
Yeah.
want to see change. We've all been in that position. We've all
Yeah.
we've all consumed animal products. We've all realized that it's wrong, and we all want it to change. And that's what we want to see out of the people we speak to. We want to see the change. We don't just want to point fingers
Yeah.
because that helps with nothing. I don't want you to go from here feeling guilty. I want you to go from here feeling energized to change. Saying, hey, I don't want to.
Yeah,
pay
that there's
for this
another
anymore.
path. That there's an option. That there's a
But
possibility.
it's,
You're
it's
correct.
definitely difficult, like especially to be vegan or be vegetarian. It's a lot harder, especially nowadays in this world, everyone struggles for mental health. Everyone has their financial problems. Everyone has school problems. And I think the last thing they think about is adding
Yeah.
more struggle by not using or being vegetarian. It's an extra struggle, and you kind of pose yourself a question of like, why would I have to struggle more than others in this question?
So
even though it's
you
right
assume that it's a struggle, right? But
Yeah.
I've already told you that it's not a struggle. It maybe takes you a little bit of time to adjust, to find out, okay, what do I now eat? What do I now? Which clothes do I now not buy, etc.
Yeah.
But once you get used to that, it's not a struggle at all. It's just a way of being. It's just
'cause-
like
No, you're right. But
for
you-
us, as we just don't buy these products, and we do buy these products, but it's not like we have a lack of products.
Because when you go into a supermarket, you generally buy the same stuff when you're at home, right? You know what you're buying, you know what you
Yeah.
want. It's not the same thing. You just have to change once or twice to figure out what you want, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then also, like, when you, even if it would be a struggle, wouldn't it be worth it? I mean, do you think that it is justified for us to do this to these animals, even if it's if there's some minor inconvenience to you? Let's say that
Yeah.
there is some minor inconvenience. In some cases, there is also a minor. Let's say we go to a place where there is not a lot of vegan food, then it might be an inconvenience, But is that inconvenience worth more than the life of an
Yeah.
animal?
It's
No,
at the heart of it. It's kind of an ethical question of what's right and what's wrong. And but as you said, it's just taking that action. And again, most people don't take the time. There's so much going on that people don't even think about that.
Do you think you can take the time? Do you think you guys can take the time? We
I
can't
think
speak for everybody.
I think we could definitely think about it more, and I could definitely think about it deeper. I think if I do really think about it and really question myself, maybe I'll have a different attitude.
Yeah.
Did you go to Amsterdam with the intent of also opening your mind a little bit and seeing a bit of the world and
Yeah, of course.
becoming
we-
in contact with new ways of thinking and so on?
Always when we
Yeah,
travel, always.
We do like history and politics, so we're always
Yeah.
traveling around
Yeah.
in small cities just for the weekend and seeing, as we're right here in front of Anna Frank house,
Yeah.
and seeing all the museums and just
Well, we're always open. And can I just do a shout out? We have an Instagram page called Atlas Polycon, and we do politics and economics. So your question is actually kind of pretty good because that's kind of what we're on about as well. Is coming to places like Amsterdam, other places in Europe, and just understanding, the situation in other countries. I'm from Ireland, from France. Do we think the same? Do we have the same point of views? And just trying to exploit that. So go and check that out. But the work you guys are doing here is pretty good.
Well, when it comes to animals, sadly, wherever you go, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We as humans see ourselves as superior to them, and we then say, well, it's okay to do this to them because somehow in our mind we think that well, they're not as smart as us or something, and because they're not as smart as us, we somehow see them as like automatons or something. But in the reality, they're beings who have emotions, who feel, who think, who feel love, who feel pain, who have anxiety even, and all of this we're paying a farmer to make them trust them, and then this farmer betrays them by cutting their throat, chopping them into pieces, and all of it.
It's also I think it's the distance between you and the farmer because,
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm an animal lover. I have dog, I've had parrots, I've had everything. Like, I love them, you know, I take such good care of them. But it's because I see them. I feel like if most people, if they went to the butcher and they seen how the cows got killed, it would change their mind completely.
Right.
I feel like it's just so, the process of the cow or the pig getting killed is so far away from you that you don't feel it. But if you were there while he was getting killed, you would probably turn vegan in a second.
Yeah. At the beginning of the stream, we talked about affective and cognitive empathy. Have you heard of this difference?
Of course, yeah, we studied it.
Right. So when you see the animal, you feel it, right? But when you don't see it, you don't feel it. But you should these people who walk there, I don't know them, so I don't feel like if they now would walk under a bus, you know, and I wouldn't see it, I wouldn't hear it. It wouldn't matter to me, right? But I wouldn't wish it on them either way, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same with animals.
It's
just
with
because
animals,
you don't
it's
feel
the same with conflicts, you know, stuff going on in Gaza. We know about that more, so, you know, we talk about it more and we have more of an opinion. But if you look at stuff going on in Yemen or Sudan, that's not mediatized, so nobody has a clue, right?
Yeah, we don't
so
know
it's the
enough
same with
about it.
animals.
Yeah.
Because it's not, there's not a, you guys are bringing that out, other people like you, and you can see it in the past few years. That's why you're getting a lot of hate as well. But yeah, no, you're right. Like the more awareness, the more people start thinking about it, and then will have to position themselves. Once you're confronted with the reality, then you have to take a position.
Right, but the major difference is still that with Gaza and with Sudan and so on, you're not taking any action against, or in favor of that conflict.
Well,
but
sometimes
when you
there
do
are-
eat those animals, you're still supporting.
Yeah,
right?
I see what you mean, but there are some actions that you take that you might not know about, like in your everyday life.
course,
you know,
But this
with-
one is easy to know.
Yeah, this one is more clear cut. Yeah,
it's more
Do you think
clear-cut,
the
that's
government should do something about this? Do you think it should be more us or more the government?
Absolutely, but the government is not going to do anything about it if the people are not behind it.
Yeah.
And right now, we don't have enough people who actually are supporting it.
Yeah.
So no politician is going to stand up and say we should close factory farms because
not gonna
that's
work
just
in their
not gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's not,
They're
nobody's gonna
paid
vote for
by-
that politician.
They're actually
Yeah,
paid
lobbying,
by
yeah,
these
yeah.
industries,
No,
the
no, you're right.
lobbyists who pay so that they inflict the legislation, so that because you say you're right, people need to see it, and we cannot go in there and film because they make legislation to not allow us to film. They use your money that you pay them so that they can keep you in the dark, essentially, which is as fucked up as it gets.
Because
And
they know it's wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
some
even-
of them must know that it's wrong. I don't know.
Even the other day, it was in the news that there was an EU campaign to make people more aware of actions they take that are harming nature. You know, like flying and so on. And one of the actions was to eat meat, because eating meat is actually a major source of your carbon footprint, actually. But they had to scrap that because the lobby industry, the lobbyists came in, and they basically made a big stink about it, and they basically scrapped it out. And they're talking about don't go flying so much, but eat meat, that's fine,
Yeah.
because they don't
Which
want
is
you to
worse
stop.
than everything else
Yeah.
when it comes to environmental
The
speaking.
number one thing you can do for the
I
environment.
think you guys are right doing what you're doing, and I think you should keep doing it. I think it's the first step of a long process. It's going to take a long time, but the more
For
awareness.
you or for the world?
Yeah.
Oh, for the world. No,
Yeah.
for
So
all
here
the
comes
society.
for you the difficult question: how many more animals should be exploited and killed on your behalf from now
Yeah,
on?
no, you're right. Listen, I'm a
You sound like a
believer.
politician, though.
I believe. Listen, I've read. I've read.
He's talking very smart, but like we're trying to hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah.
Are you
Listen,
going to take any
my
responsibility,
sister- my
personal
sis-
responsibility
my
on this?
sister's vegetarian. I'm gonna think about it.
You're gonna
So
think about
I'm
it.
gonna- No, but I'm
Yeah.
being serious. Like I actually will think about it.
Yeah,
So
but
if you bring us to us what's happening in Yemen, it's horrible, and you're telling us, hey, you buying this product, it directly supports the Yemen government or whatever whatever the conflict is there, and then because I don't know about it, sorry, and then you're telling us, but you can buy this other solution. I'm like, Yeah, you know what? I'll think about it. Maybe I'll buy a couple more of
Yeah.
those, and then we'll see. I'll support Yemen a little
Yeah,
bit.
well, I'll
more.
think about it.
You see what I mean? Like it's kind of like that. Like you can't just
You know, and it-
thinking about it is good. Obviously, we obviously want you to think
No,
about it.
no, we
I
don't
also
want you.
to
No,
work.
listen. You're
asking
very
me to
smart.
you're asking me to do a full 180 from going to eat meat to not at all from one day to another.
Fair
That's
enough.
a pretty drastic move. So give me the time to kind of process that thought, and then you'll have a better chance of getting me on board.
Right, right. But like when you say I'm gonna think about it, does that thinking
Well,
involve?
It's better for your life for me to just say yes, I'm on.
No,
Would
no,
that
it's
be
fine. It's,
truthful?
it's, no, no.
Would that be truthful to me, and would I be honest?
No,
in
no,
that?
that's
if
a
I
fair
said
point.
today, if I said today I'm gonna be vegan tomorrow, I'd be lying because
Let's do this one thing.
I don't know yet. You know what I mean?
I'll give you 2 flyers. When you scan this QR code at the end of the flyers, you can read the flyers. But when you scan this QR code, there's a documentary called Dominion there. Can you promise me you'll watch that?
Yeah.
And let's
We'll
do as
watch
a
it.
commitment,
Cool.
just a small commitment until you watch it. You don't consume any animal products. Can we do that?
Yeah.
we will.
I appreciate
That's
that.
nice.
That's lovely. Because we understand you got to think about it and you make decisions
Yeah.
yourself.
Listen,
we
you
can't
know,
force you
because-
into this decision, but you got to get informed. That you have a responsibility.
I do want to. I do want to make one more
100%
point about. I'm
100%
gonna think about it, right? Because
You hear that a lot.
we heard it a lot,
heard it
like,
a
and
lot,
I
yeah.
absolutely agree. Like, it's a very fair point to say, like, we can't expect people to make a 180 on the street, right?
Yeah.
But like, in terms of thinking about it, you don't really need to think about whether it's the right thing anymore, right? You already know that it's the right thing to do, right? So what you're gonna have to think about, like, let me give you some guidance here. Like, what you're gonna have to think about is like, how am I going to make that change?
Yeah.
What does that involve? How do I get, how do I make sure I have the right protein and vitamins and whatever, and how do I make sure that I do it healthy and in a responsible way?
That's
How do
what I mean. It's thinking about that
Right.
whole move.
It's
Right.
a big complicated process to make sure you include the right macronutrients, the right micronutrients, all your vitamins. It's really tough because, we live
not
in a
that
society
tough,
that's so big an influence on meat. Like,
There's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a dietitian for free. They help you adopt a plant-based diet for free, within your budget, within your means, within your restrictions, all of it. So all of it is free. So you have resources to help you out. But nowadays you have ChatGPT, you have Google. It's a
It
lot
seems
easier.
like a very tall mountain to climb, but actually, once you get over that hump,
Yeah.
it turns out that you were just like a little girl
Like
that's
that-
standing
that's
at the
lovely.
side of the pool, like, ooh, it's
Yeah.
afraid, But once you jump in, you go like, okay, actually, that wasn't so hard.
I think you guys are right in giving people their own kind of ownership and responsibility of how they can take effect in the world, whether it's with this or with any other kind of topic. To be honest, so
Thank you for having this conversation with us.
congratulations on you
How about
guys.
you?
Very nice conversation, yeah.
Have a good
all
day.
the
Thank you for
best.
having this
So much.
conversation.
You're gonna be a
Hopefully
great
next time-
politician.
Hopefully
you
you
too.
guys don't get too much hate. Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
What did you think?
Smart lads.
Smart lads. Smart
Lads.
lads. Smart lads. Yeah.
Good politicians. But we still didn't make
Solid
it.
lads.
Solid lads.
Lads.
Yeah. I think he was maybe from Ireland. He had a little bit of an accent. Do you think he was from Ireland?
Hey, Erwin. Nice to see you, Erwin.
Hey, Chip. And Lodijk.
Oh, somebody made a donation. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see if I can. The Footloose Pickle. Thank you so much, the Footloose Pickle.
Wow, thank you, Foodless Pickle. Yeah, those are gonna be great politicians. Those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they are gonna be pretty faulty.
Yeah.
Like when I asked him how many more animals should be exploited and killed for you, and he said, "I understand your question"
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something. He didn't answer. Like,
Yeah.
perfect. You were
Very-
right. No, he said, "You're right.
You're right.
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right."
Very smooth talker.
Very smooth,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like complimenting you the whole time and so on. So you feel like, okay, he's really on my side. But at the same time, you have to really be sharp to keep put his feet to the fire.
Dressed in a blazer and everything. Yeah.
Then when we did, he still responded very smartly. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like that's all we can do. That's the reality. All we can do is inform people, get them, help, and then
yeah, I wish that is one thing. Like I've thought about like just inviting people to my house and to just show them like how easy it is to be vegan. Because
and if they don't go vegan, lock them in the room. Fuck you. You're not getting out of here until you're vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can actually shove them in the river, you know.
Oh yeah,
from
because
a-
you got a boathouse. Yeah.
No, yeah, I can totally understand that people think like, oh, it's such a big change, you know.
Yeah, it feels that way, but the reality is it's such an easy change. I don't know if people make a way bigger deal out of it than it is actually, because you can so easily just like literally the same things you like nowadays. You can go into a supermarket and buy a plant-based version of it. It might not be as good as much. It might not taste the same as you're used to, but you know, then you can in time find out. Oh, I'll Google this recipe. Oh, I'll use ChatGPT, Gemini, all of this. You just have to do one prompt. I'm like, hey, I like this normally as a meat eater, and I want to go plant-based because I don't like what's happening to animals. Can you tell me what I could eat that's similar to this and that's easy to cook? I don't have a lot of time or something. Bam, like this.
Right. And then in the beginning, of course, it's not going to taste exactly the same. So maybe if you're comparing, you think, oh, this is maybe, you know, a little bit less nice or so. But in time, at least, I found that, you know, your taste buds also change. And now, you know, every time somebody makes a mistake at a restaurant and there ends up some meat in my food or some
Yeah, you
dairy
taste it.
products, it's go like, bleh, I don't like this, you know.
No.
And it's before I actually know that it's in there, you know. I've had that
Cool.
a couple of times happen to me. Yeah, it seems like a very big hump, but you know, every vegan that I've ever spoken to about this very topic just says to me, you know, it seemed like a very big hump to go over, and it actually was very easy.
Same, yeah. And every person who goes vegan eventually says the same thing. I wish I did it sooner.
Yep. Yeah. I've heard that also. And it applies to me too.
All of
And
us,
you, I
yeah.
guess, yeah.
I only want time to pass by faster so that I can say that I've been vegan for longer.
Yeah. It is a badge of honor to say.
It
you know,
is.
for so many years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been vegan for so many years.
My daughter, it will be nice for her to say.
Oh,
I've been
hell yeah.
vegan my whole life.
I met a person who was vegan their whole life also on the street last time. Well, not last time. While I was doing it. We've been here for an hour. It's pretty cold. I don't know how you feel, but
Let's do one more maybe then.
maybe one, maybe two conversations and that's it. Yeah. Let's see how it goes, because maybe we get some nice people and then they warm up. They warm us up simply by being.
Yeah, but people aren't that mopey as we thought in the beginning.
Yeah. I guess I'm a bit more mopey, to be honest. I'm a bit tired, but.
The worst conversation that we had was with the free thinker woman.
Yeah, I was gonna say she was the free thinker one.
I also actually one thing about that free thinker is that I noticed with her that she identified herself as a lot of different things. So she was always like, I'm a free thinker, and then I'm a carnivore, and then I'm a hunter, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like she was identifying with all these labels all the time, you know?
I must do it because I'm a carnivore.
Right,
But
and
also,
that was her argument basically also, right?
also, she's a free thinker, but then the first thing she says when we talk about it, I grew up farming. Okay. Well, as a free thinker, you need to challenge how you grew up. Hey, you want to try an experiment?
Yeah, right. She was like, I grew up farming, I'm a carnivore, I'm a hunter. And the funny thing is also, we corrected her, no, you're not a carnivore, you're an omnivore. She said, yeah, I misspoke. And then just like 5 sentences later, she goes again, I'm a carnivore.
Yeah.
You know? And then she said again, oh yeah, I misspoke. You know? Okay.
It's all that free thinking.
Yeah.
When she said she's a free thinker, it means she doesn't pay to think, you know? It's for free.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's a free thinker.
Actually, when you eat, you pay to think. Thinking costs a lot of energy.
The vegan sign was showing. We must not show the V word because people get spooked.
Yeah. I was surprised you told the guys that it's going to be about animals.
That's what I usually say.
Yeah.
Most people don't really know when it comes to
I usually just don't say, because every time I say, I've noticed people become defensive. So nowadays I just say, well, it's an interesting topic, or it's for a good cause, or something like that. You know?
There's a person who says, "Be a man, eat meat." In the chat. Yeah.
It's very manly to eat meat.
Yeah, that's what makes you a man, exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals.
Hello.
Speak English?
Hi, of course. Yeah, my name is Lobo.
Pau.
Pao.
Pau.
That's a nice name.
Oh,
Pao.
thanks.
Where are you from?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Are you
Yeah.
being live on YouTube?
Andrea.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Chip. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Pau.
meet you.
Bao.
Pao.
Andrea and Bao. So,
Yeah.
did you visit Anne Frank?
No, we were just walking by and not in, but yeah, outside.
But you know about Anne Frank, right?
Yeah, I
You know
know.
the story. She knows she was discriminated for being a Jewish person, of Jewish ethnicity specifically, not because she was of the Jewish religion. Do you think it's fair to discriminate somebody based on their ethnicity?
No,
No, no. Is it fair to discriminate based on their skin color?
no.
No, no. Based on their intelligence level, maybe
No.
if they're intellectually challenged or something, is it fair to discriminate on them? No. So if somebody's intellectually challenged, we shouldn't discriminate on them, right?
Right.
What if they're intellectually challenged and they have a lot of hair on their body? They're like very, very hairy.
No.
No, okay, no. And what if they don't like to walk on 2 legs, they walk on 4 legs?
No.
All good, all good. So I don't know if you know where I'm going with this, but is it okay to discriminate on animals also?
On animals? No.
No. So all animals, do you think animals deserve respect up to the point that we don't exploit them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you girls vegan already, or what's happening?
I wish, but
You
No.
wish, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What makes you say that you wish?
I wish, but I love the flavor or meat or
Of meat.
yeah.
right? Yeah. So is that not a form of discrimination of killing certain animals because of
Yeah,
how they're
maybe.
born?
It's
Or flavor?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, like if cows, chickens, and pigs all die off, and there's only cats and dogs to exploit and slaughter, are you gonna continue exploiting?
no.
No.
Definitely not.
What if cats and dogs taste really great, like twice
Twice,
as good?
yeah.
Twice as good as, let's say, pigs and cows.
No, definitely not.
No, so it is then a form of discrimination if you say that, because you're saying if they're a cow, a chicken, or a pig, you're okay with them being killed and exploited for you, but if they're a cat or a dog, even if they taste better, it's still wrong, right?
Yeah, I think it's still wrong. It's just maybe something that culture just lives us. So I'm a nutritionist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, I'm a clinical and sports nutritionist.
Oh, right.
And something that I do a lot is to help people change the way they see or they treat food or how they feel about food. Yeah, and yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about food specifically. It just goes to show the fact that when we think about these animals, we see them as food, but in
Yes.
reality, they're individuals who feel, who emote. And when we bring other individuals to the table, as we said, cats and dogs, we already don't see them like food anymore. And we would find it absurd to eat them or
Yes.
kill them, even if it would taste great.
Yes.
So what we're trying here is to do this mind shift, where instead of thinking of cows, chickens, and pigs as food, to see them as the individuals that they are, and to respect them. And that obviously, as a consequence of that, would mean we don't wear their skin, you don't go to zoos, you don't pay for them to be tested on, or also for them to be chopped into pieces so that we can eat them.
Eat it.
Yeah. So
Thank
what do
you
you
so
want to do
much.
with this information? Do you wanna continue supporting the animal exploitation, or do you wanna go vegan and stop paying for this injustice?
Yeah, I think it's a way of shifting. It's just shifting your mind and shifting your culture and the way that you see things. So, yeah, definitely. Like, for example, me, sometimes I would do it just for certain vitamins that you get with protein that's animal protein. But definitely we are trying as a family to less do that and start, doing more vegetables and proteins that come from vegetables. And yeah, it's a way of life that you have to.
Do you think it can be healthy on a plant-based diet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it can be. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right. So you know that, protein can be found easily in
Yeah.
plant-based sources, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just need to know how to look for it and
Right.
kind of like combine it so that you can get the kind of the same level of, for example, that eggs are the most, well, at least they say, the best protein that we have. But
Disagree.
disagree? What?
Eggs? What do you mean? The yolk has cholesterol and
Yeah,
saturated
I mean
fat.
the
Talk about
protein.
protein
Yeah, the
on it.
protein of the egg
But-
is like the gold standard of protein. But I'm not saying that it's the best.
Specifically the amino acid profile of eggs and the
Yeah, the
protein.
albumina. I don't know how to say albumina.
Yeah, not because
Not the egg.
I don't know how I
just the
would judge the
protein.
protein content, because if in order for me to get that protein, I would also have to get something that increases my chances of heart disease, then
Yeah, I
I wouldn't
agree.
say it's a good source, regardless of how well it gets absorbed or something.
I agree, and also you can get a little bit more cholesterol in other foods that we eat, like normally, not in just eat the egg. I'm just talking about
Yeah,
the protein of the egg.
Yeah.
That's it. Because I've done my research, because I did my master's on sports science and
Yeah.
how to combine the protein and the nutrient timing for specifically the hypertrophy of muscles.
Yeah.
And I do
Interesting.
agree. Yeah, I do agree, because in my research, it popped out a lot of protein that comes from vegetables, and it's actually better for like all your system, and you can actually digest it better than animal protein. And honestly, it's even better than meat, cow, and chicken. I just think it's just sometimes we're so used to it because the culture just says it is, and sometimes it stops. And if you stop and ask why, then you can come up with different solution. It's just a way of seeing. So thank you for that.
Yeah. And we're not interested in judging anybody over
No,
here,
no,
because
no.
we were all in that position. We're interested in seeing change and people wanting to change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So obviously, as you said in the past, you're the culture, you're used to it, but do you think any of these are good enough justifications for what they go through to continue doing this?
No, definitely no. They just need someone to tell them there's a different way.
There's
and
a
that's
different way, yeah. And you as a nutritionist, I'm sure you can find a way
Yeah.
to do it, right?
it. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
But do you see that it's a massive injustice what we're doing to the animals?
Yes, yes, it is. We
Yeah.
just normalize it.
Right.
We've normalized it, so we don't feel as bad as we should.
Right.
So I think it's just a way of opening your eyes and doing. Yeah, it's unjust.
So while you're here in Amsterdam, there's so many vegan places here.
Yeah.
Are you going to visit them and
Yeah.
eat some plant-based food from now on?
I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Do you recommend one?
Yeah.
Oh, there's actually your Mexican. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to eat Mexican food while you're outside of your country, because
The restaurant
When
is
I'm-
really nice,
It's
though.
it's
but there's a
it's
really good
vegan and it's-
Mexican
oh,
place.
Wow, that's
yeah,
cool.
it's called Madre. It's just
It's just-
down the
oh,
street.
They have
perfect.
3D printed meat, so it's something
Oh, that
to
is
try
so
out.
cool.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had our first dinner actually there.
Yeah.
We did a lot of philosophy
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
I
We
mean,
will
you can.
definitely
It's so
try it.
easy to be vegan nowadays, right?
Yeah.
And as you're a nutritionist, so
Yeah.
you know that it's not hard.
it's
also,
not
like,
hard.
even like you can say, oh, well, if you eat only rice, then you have this amino acid profile, and you need
Yeah.
to supplement it with something else. But then you put there lentils, and boom, you're there.
And
You know, it's
yeah,
that easy.
Definitely. Yeah.
So it's not hard,
No.
and it's a massive injustice. So where does it leave you?
Yeah.
Do you
exactly.
wanna make a change?
Definitely, yeah.
So here's the
Great.
difficult question: how many
Yeah.
more animals should be exploited, abused, treated like an object
Well,
for you?
none.
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 Means
Do,
going
do you
vegan,
like
we
animals?
appreciate
Do you have animals in your life?
Yeah,
as well?
we love animals.
Yeah?
I do have a dog. She has a dog.
So yeah, take your emotions that you have for that dog, for your dog,
Mm-hmm.
and then think about what happens to some anonymous animal that's just like your
Yes, sir.
dog,
yeah.
This is the same.
being chopped
They
up into
feel the
pieces.
same.
Yeah.
They think the same.
Yeah.
Like there's videos online, you can see that they throw a ball to a cow, they play
Yeah,
fetch, they come back.
Oh,
Pigs
no.
have zoomies. Pigs do this interesting thing when they're in sanctuaries.
Mm-hmm.
They go on the fields, they pick up flowers, and they bring them back to their home to decorate their home. And you see that the home of a pig has flowers here, flowers here, flowers here, and different colors too, because they like different colors to be there. It's impressive.
yeah.
We think of them as simple-minded individuals, but they're just as complex as we are. They just don't understand all the complex topics we do, but it seems like a lot of us, even when we do understand the complex topics, like this one, we still don't want to change or not be part of it. But I appreciate that you guys
No,
are,
thank
that
you
you're
so
not.
much.
Thank you for having this
Thank you.
conversation
Thank
with me.
you.
I'll do this. Let's just do one small thing. I'll give you
Okay,
both
yeah.
this flyer.
Yeah.
You can read through it. But when you scan this QR code at the end, there's a documentary there called Dominion. It shows what animals go through.
Oh, okay.
Can you promise me you'll watch that?
Yeah,
promise.
of course.
And as a small commitment to yourself and to the action that you want to do, can you, until you watch it, can you be plant-based until you watch it?
Yes.
So
Will
can
do.
can I ask you one more question, just
Yeah.
on camera?
Yeah.
Your master was in research into protein.
Yeah, it was my research into protein and how to help different athletes, because I'm an athlete. So
Okay.
how to help different athletes to do the muscle growth, do the timing of nutrition, and so on, so that they take the best of nutrition in advantage for their sport.
Great. And is it possible to do that on a plant-based diet?
Definitely, yeah. Easy.
That's all there is to it,
Yeah.
folks.
What's the timing, by the way? Is it every 3 hours? Or?
Yeah, well, it's actually more about the carbohydrates
Yeah.
than actually the protein.
It's insane that people think that protein is so
Yeah.
important.
It's so
and
overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause-
the carbohydrates and the glycemic index of the carbohydrates, and then
really?
how you mesh it up. Yeah, with protein after, and then 14 hours after, because there's a muscle growth. There are 4 stages of muscle growth, right? So it's more important actually the glycogen inside the muscle, and you take it that in carbohydrates, not in protein. And then there's a new table that they did, because there's I don't let me think how to say that in English, because there's a the biological value of the protein is really high in animal protein,
Yeah.
and that it's all that it was based in science like years ago.
The availability.
But now they know that the biological value of protein is not the most important thing. It's actually the quality of the amino acids, how fast you digest it, and that comes from vegetables and not meat.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And,
I understand.
We're just asking.
Yeah, no, I
We got a
so
lot
many
of-
more
yeah.
questions now. This is raising so many more questions. Do people overrate protein
Yeah.
and even take too much protein
Yeah.
trying to gain muscle?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they do take that, and they don't even know how to take that. So maybe it's
Yeah,
not even working, right? And the thing is that you need to know the quality of the food, so that it's good for you. It's not only about eating and eating. It's just the quality and the timing of the nutrients to help you with whatever objective you have.
Right. Thank you very much. That
thank
was
you.
very nice.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
We love
Bye-bye.
open-minded people. Just keep in mind, we haven't had a lot of open-minded
Oh,
people
no.
today.
Me?
So
No, thank you.
you're a rarity. So open-minded people, you have
Yeah,
a bit more of a
There are a lot of those in
responsibility.
Mexico.
You have a lot more
Nice.
responsibility.
Mexican people are great.
Yeah.
And enjoy Madre. It's just down
Oh,
the
yeah.
street.
Enjoy
Madre.
Enjoy Madre.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool place.
Enjoy Madre.
That's so nice to meet a nutritionist who actually did research into protein.
There you go.
How
I
awesome
love
is that?
this one. I loved her, yeah. And she's right, because most people, they come up with the most nonsense excuses also for all of it, right? Oh, I can't get enough protein. The bioavailability of protein. She just debunked all of the stuff that most people come up with in one
So
sentence.
beautiful, right? And then she even said, like, it's actually more about carbohydrates,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
it's like
Which is very important. It's true, yeah.
people are completely over focused on protein, you know? And then, as she said, like, they don't even get it right. They just
You want to have a
like,
conversation with us?
I'm just listening about carbohydrates and proteins, and I'm learning.
Learning,
So
yeah.
I'm not sure which is more important.
Do you think we need animal protein?
Yeah, I
don't.
think so.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No,
Oh, no, we don't. No, no.
Damn.
no. We can be
mean-
healthy on a plant-based diet.
I've been eating animals all my life.
Yeah. Do you think it's fair towards them? Knowing that we don't need them to
It's
exploit
gonna make
and
me
kill
feel
them?
guilty in 2 minutes now.
Well, maybe
Why do
that's
you
a
think
good
that is?
reaction, yeah.
Why do you think you feel guilty?
You know, it's a human reaction that when you kill an animal, it's not good.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
Would you like to have that human reaction, or would you like to ignore that human reaction, or would you like to do something about that human reaction?
I'm gonna give it some thought because I've been soaked in it. It's in my blood. It's in my genes from my grandfather to my father to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've been just killing animals, and not dogs and cats, but you know, sheep
Yeah.
and cattle.
Where are you from, actually?
I'm from the southernmost part of Africa, called South Africa.
Oh yeah. Actually,
been-
I
you
thought
been-
I could recognize that.
Yeah, you've been to South Africa.
I have been. Yeah.
A wonderful place.
Yeah, very nice.
like
Where
it.
from in South Africa?
Durban?
Durban. Okay. Yeah.
You've been to Durban?
No, I have not been to Durban.
You've been to Cape Town.
I've been to Cape Town and a
I
little
haven't
bit
been
of
to
the.
South
Everybody
Africa.
goes to Cape Town.
Of course, yeah. I mean, that's where the plane landed, and I did a bit of the what's the Golden Coast or
The West
Coast, the flower route, or I forgot.
The West Coast, Sean? What?
There's a nice name to that.
The Garden Route.
The Garden Route.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the thing,
yeah. Went up to Nyasna, maybe. Plettenberg Bay, Nyasna, Mossel Bay.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Let's see, we have somebody else talking. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us. Have a
Thanks.
good day.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you've created something in my mind.
Nice. So I'll do something about that human reaction. You don't need to eat animals.
Can you tell me where's the best bridge in Amsterdam?
The best bridge.
The best what?
The best bridge in Amsterdam.
The best bridge.
The best one.
The biggest.
Like it can take the most kilograms, or like how
Yeah,
do
I
you
don't
measure
know. How
the
do you
best?
measure the best bridge?
Beautiful bridge.
Well, go to 9 bridges. That's the nicest.
9 bridges.
Is this alive?
Magere brug.
He's Dutch, I'm Romanian. Say it again.
Dutch.
You can look for the magere brug. The skinny bridge.
The
it's called.
skinny bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also a good one. Yeah.
I think that's the most beautiful bridge.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Bye bye.
What's your name?
I'm Julia.
Julia.
Oh, huh?
Julian.
Julia.
I'm Charlotte.
Charlotte and
Yeah,
Julia.
nice to meet you.
No,
Hi.
Julia.
Julia.
Yeah.
Where you guys
What-
from?
We're from the Hague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
We're on a school trip right now.
Ah, okay. Okay.
What social experiment are you doing?
So we're animal rights activists. We fight for animals. Do you think it's a form of discrimination, the fact that we, some animals, we treat them nicely, we give them love, we give them care, and some we force into slaughterhouses for optional products?
I'm vegetarian.
That's great.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I think we should like treat all animals fairly.
Nice, nice. Have you ever considered what happens in the dairy industry and whether you maybe should be vegan instead of vegetarian? Have you
I've
thought
thought of that.
about
I
it?
might be when I finish growing. Like when I'm 18.
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
get the right nutrients and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you think that you need dairy in order to still grow?
Yeah, I think milk
Yeah.
and stuff is important.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, yeah, when I'm 18.
And do you still drink the milk of your mother?
No.
No.
When I was little, yeah.
Okay,
When I
okay,
was a
but you
baby.
stopped drinking your mother's
Yeah.
milk. Yeah. So why do you think you need a mother cow's milk?
Yeah, just for the nutrients.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And which nutrients would that be?
Like calcium.
Calcium. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think that
calcium from other sources?
where do you think the cow gets the calcium from?
That's a good point.
From his body?
Well, no, calcium is a metal. It's a mineral.
Right.
Oh. Well, where can you get calcium? Like, if
Wait,
you
are you
tell me,
guys
I
both
might
vegetarian?
switch. Are you vegan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Both
you
vegan.
also,
Yeah.
Yes.
do you not think that like, well, obviously slaughtering animals isn't good, but like it's a source of getting protein as well.
Yeah.
There's
like-
other sources of protein.
We
also.
just
Yeah, but
talked
like-
to a
Yeah.
nutritionist who did her master's in. She looked into
Sports
sports science and protein actually, and she just confirmed to us, which we already know, of course, that you don't need any animals for protein. In fact,
We have studies
think
for
about
that.
gorillas and elephants and so on. Those are herbivores, right? Although gorillas sometimes maybe eat a little bit, but of insects and so on. But like, for example, elephants, they're herbivores, right? Where do they get their protein?
Yeah, well,
Minerals as well, right?
Minerals, protein, all of those things,
Yeah.
because we all
but
need
are you
kind of the
including
same
like
things.
slaughtering,
Protein.
like including fish and stuff?
Yeah.
So protein are just in every plant you will find protein actually.
all amino acids, all 9 essential amino acids are present in all plants in various
Are you
forms.
guys pro-Palestine or Israel?
Palestine? Why does that matter?
I'm just curious.
Just, yeah. She asks everyone that.
I am not.
You do.
Are you for or against injustice?
What is injustice?
Injustice means doing something that's unfair or an injustice.
I'm against injustice.
Against.
You're
yeah.
against
Who
injustice.
wouldn't be
Can you be against injustice while at the same time pay or support it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be hypocritical?
No, we
No.
have to go.
But you
Yeah.
can choose what
Hey,
you want to
coming.
do, like with yourself. You're your own body. You speak your own mind. Like
Right.
you don't have to follow other people's decisions.
Right. So, but you do recognize that when you eat an animal needs to die for you to eat it.
They have to go.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm like for and against.
Yeah,
For
for respect
and
all
against
animals.
it.
You don't need. Look up what happens in the dairy industry. If you scan this QR code over here, you'll see what happens. Because maybe you're not okay with it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good
Thanks. Bye bye.
Can't speak now.
Actually, we're doing a human milk action Sunday. we're gonna sell human milk in the Vondel Park. Actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I'll come
Are you-
there.
are you
Yeah,
coming?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So Saturday, tomorrow, we're gonna have a march, right? Tomorrow's the march, and the Sunday human milk. Tune in, everybody. March and human milk.
And tonight there's a conference, but it's
I'm
in
not
Dutch.
coming. Fuck that.
Wop, wop, wop.
Yeah, well, how dare they? What is it with these Dutch people wanting to speak only Dutch?
Yeah, how
It's
dare they.
unfair.
At least at RAF, we'll speak English.
It is kind of weird though. Like you're doing a conference in Amsterdam and you're not speaking in English. Like, come on. What is this?
Yeah.
1924.
I'm on your side. I'm pro-chip.
Pro-chip.
Are you pro-Palestine or pro-Israel? Oh God.
Okay, let's do one more conversation. Somebody said vegans are gay. Well, a lot of like isn't gay, and I'm kind of bi, so
I'm not gay. Sorry.
yeah. So it doesn't really matter.
I don't mind being gay,
Yeah.
but like, if I would
Yeah.
have been gay, that would have been fine too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're gay or not. Who cares, man? Whoa!
Gay
Oh
people are
no!
awesome.
Oh no! They're not liking the same individuals I like. Oh no!
How dare
How
you.
dare you? How dare you not be how I want you to be? How dare you?
How dare you kiss a man?
How dare you get consent from an individual? I'm curious, all these people who have problem with gay people, would they rather somebody be forcing a woman, or would they rather be gay? Like, I'm curious. If you had to choose between a person being gay or a person forcing women, which one would you choose?
I think it's always the same crowd. It's also the guys that say like, you have to eat meat to be a man, you know. I'm a man.
such a man.
I am not gay, you know. Those are the guys with the littlest
come.
dickies, you know. They're like trying to hide their insecurities, trying to be a man, you know.
We're not body shaming though. You can have a small penis.
yeah.
Just don't make it a problem for us if you have it. It's fine. Whatever size it is, it's good. Just don't, that doesn't. Don't be upset about it or think little of yourself, and because you think less of yourself, put it on others. It's nobody's.
Right. You can have a little dickie. That's
Yeah.
totally fine.
That's totally fine. You're still a beautiful individual in yourself, how you are. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and who cares what gender you are ultimately, right?
It doesn't matter.
Like every time I try to, come up with some kind of generalization for like, oh, men are more like this or women are more like that, I'm sure there's some of these generalizations that statistically will be right, but there's so many exceptions to the rule that ultimately it all boils down to just nonsense.
You can never apply it all. Yeah, you
No.
just you try to. That's the problem, right? Because you can create statistical differences, but eventually, if you use those to justify different things.
What's the experiment?
Oh, we just ask you some questions. But are you okay being live on YouTube first and foremost?
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
What are your names?
I'm Sophie.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you,
Nice
Sophie.
to meet you. I'm Kira.
Kira, nice to meet you.
Kara, hi Lobo.
Nice to meet you.
Hi,
Where you guys
Sophie.
from?
London.
London.
Yeah.
Nice. So did you visit Anne Frank?
We haven't, no, we didn't manage to get tickets, but next time.
But you know the story of Anne Frank, right?
Yeah.
You know that she was discriminated against for being Jewish ethnicity.
Mhm.
Do you think it's okay to discriminate based on somebody's ethnicity?
Yeah, not at all.
No. Somebody's skin color?
No.
No.
Not their religion, not their
Okay.
race, their sexuality, nothing.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, if somebody is intellectually challenged, as in not as intelligent as the rest of the humans,
Yeah.
they're really intellectually challenged, is it okay to discriminate on them?
No.
No. What if they are intellectually challenged and they have a lot of hair on their body? They're just like so hairy. Is it
Yeah,
okay to
again, no.
discriminate?
Who cares if they have hair on their body? Well,
Okay,
it's obviously
but-
they're aiming at something.
Wait a minute, but what if they walk on four legs also? But is it okay to discriminate on them?
Yeah, no, it's not okay to discriminate against
No,
anyone.
do you see where I'm going with this though?
Yeah.
Should we discriminate on animals?
We shouldn't discriminate against animals, but then the term discrimination talks about about humans.
It's like more like prejudice.
Yeah, you
like,
shouldn't. No, you shouldn't harm animals. You shouldn't hurt anyone.
I understand
but
maybe
you
that
can't
the
use
term-
you can't use the same term discrimination. for
Sure, but you
animals.
understand what I'm talking
I understand
about,
the concept.
right?
I, like,
Because it's the
agree
same
with your
concept.
concept, yeah.
So, do you think that when we choose for some animals to force them into slaughterhouses, to
Yeah.
impregnate them, to kill them,
That's bad. We shouldn't be doing that, should
we
we?
shouldn't be doing that. Do you guys participate in this, or are you vegan?
We're vegetarian.
You're vegetarian. Do you know what happens in the dairy industry? I'm assuming you consume dairy products.
Yeah, we do.
You know.
But then it's also like the prevalence of it, especially when you're not in a place that like facilitates it. It's really difficult.
Right,
What do you
but
mean
you're
by
from
that?
London, right?
Yeah, but like
It's
we
like the
travel a lot.
vegan capital in the world. Right?
Yeah,
Sorry?
so for us,
Here.
it's easier.
Yeah. But like
for
it shouldn't
other
be
people,
forced on
it's like-
anyone.
You shouldn't be forced to respect animals.
Force.
No. Lifestyle shouldn't be forced on anyone.
Wait, but should
Just
we
like,
be forcing people to not discriminate on humans?
Can I finish my thought?
Sure.
We shouldn't force anyone to be anything. Just like we shouldn't force discrimination or a lifestyle on black people or a lifestyle on Jewish people or a lifestyle on anyone.
But aren't you forcing people
as
not
we
to
stand,
discriminate?
Like as we stand outside of Anne Frank's house, like how Anne Frank was forced to do things and forced not to do things. We shouldn't force other people to do things either. We shouldn't force
Right.
anyone to commit to any type of lifestyle.
And what about vandalism? Should we not force anybody to not be a vandalist?
No, it shouldn't be a matter of force or a matter of discrimination.
Right, but
By-
let's talk about vandalism, right?
Yeah.
Vandalism is, you agree that vandalism is ethically a bad thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And we force people to not be vandalists, right? Because we have laws that work against vandalists, right?
Yeah, we
if you are a vandal, if you break something,
Yeah.
then the law is going to come after you, right?
But
So is that the type of forcing people to not be vandalists?
But there's a difference between like creating laws, which is fair.
Yeah.
There should be laws. There should be like regulation,
Yeah.
and then creating social outcasts.
No, but do you think that
What you shouldn't do.
question was
What you shouldn't do is shame people for their choices. I
But
think.
Lobo's
We're
question
not
was
shaming anybody,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
of
Like
course.
we're
So
just
Lobo's-
having a
But then-
conversation, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Lobo's question was not about the laws particular,
Yeah.
but was about the fact that do you think that we are forcing somebody to not be a vandalist?
we're not. We're asking them not to be.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
somebody's
and they
choice,
still could.
They can,
Like we're not chaining them up and being
it's
like, don't do it.
everybody's
right?
choice. It
But
is still
ultimately,
their
we
choice.
do. I mean, we do throw them in prison
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
If
we're allowing
somebody's-
them to do it in the beginning, right?
Yeah. Are we forcing somebody?
yeah.
Are we forcing somebody to not be just a dickish person who doesn't respect women? Let's say, just somebody who wants to slap women's asses
Yeah.
all over. Are we forcing them to not do that?
No, we're not
But that's
forcing.
sexual
We're
assault.
deterring them. We're
No.
deterring them from something.
No,
That's what prison
we
is.
are.
That's what.
And
that's
if
what,
if they
that's
do
what
it,
judicial sees.
and if they do
Okay.
it,
Oh, I like
if they
that,
do
whatever.
it, we're trying to make them feel the shame because they should feel shame.
No,
for doing
We're
it,
trying
right?
to encourage positive attitude. We're not saying.
But we want them to
because
change.
You
is
know,
the point,
you know,
right?
like if you study like psychology and stuff.
But we want them to
the
change is the
positive
point.
reinforcement is what helps people, right?
I understand.
That you should be spreading the message of veganism. That you should be spreading the message of.
Right, but
But
all
we
this
want them to
discrimination
change.
against people.
We want them to
Can I
change. Is the
finish?
point, right?
Yeah, we should be spreading the message of promoting veganism and promoting like these ideas, which I completely agree with.
But we want them to
shouldn't.
change,
But we
right?
shouldn't be creating them as outcasts and being like, oh, you're wrong.
So
you're
who
not.
is doing that?
But we want them to
I don't
change.
know.
Do you
is the
feel
point, right?
defensive at
I
the
feel a little
moment?
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you like pointed out that I live in London, you're like, oh, but you're in London, so you should be doing it.
Okay.
Like I shouldn't be doing anything.
You
I
should.
should be.
You should.
I should be taking the choices
What?
that I want to make.
Well, you shouldn't have
Sure.
the choice. You shouldn't
Okay.
make.
I
Fair
shouldn't
enough.
have choice. Is that what you just said?
Let me just
we can
think.
talk about
One
that.
second. Do you think you should have the choice to? Do you think the powerful should have the choice to oppress the powerless?
I think everyone should have choices.
Do you think the powerful should have the choice to oppress the powerless?
Yes, everyone
you
should have
think-
choices.
So you're okay with the Nazis having the choice to oppress and
Okay, we're going off rails
That's a bit
now.
much, yeah.
What do you mean? You said everybody
No.
should have choices.
I'm saying people should have choices and have like,
Yeah.
just like you have the choice to vandalize a building, right?
I don't think people should have the
Wait,
choice to
wait,
be
wait.
violent towards other people.
Which I disagree with you
I
there.
don't
We
think
shouldn't
people
have
should have the
choices.
choice to be violent towards animals. I don't think people should have the choice to be violent towards other people.
And I think that's where we split. That I think everyone should have their own choices, and
Wait,
everyone should
to
have
be
their own
violent.
free
You
will.
should. You
And you think
think
people
that
shouldn't have their own choices?
to be violent.
Yeah, I mean, we're saying the same thing.
choice to be
You're saying
violent.
people shouldn't have choices, and I'm
To be
saying people
violent.
should have choices.
Yeah, certain choices should not be exist.
So we're agreeing.
Certain choices should not exist. Like violence should not exist. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
people
everyone
should not
should
have the choice to be
choices that-
violent.
We should create a society
Should
where people
we
don't want to.
should we give people the choice to rape women?
we should create a society where they don't want to rape women.
Okay,
point
but
is that we don't
let's
want
say
to
let's
But
say
we
that
should not,
that's not gonna happen, right? Like there's this
I think
unfortunately.
we're getting off of the point.
No,
right?
we're
I
not.
think-
No, we're not. Like I'm really trying to get to understand your
Yeah.
point of view here, and you're saying like, I understand your point about positive psychology and positive reinforcement. I know all that, but ultimately you're not gonna get like the whole society to just do what you want just because you have only a carrot,
Oh, so
right?
instead
there
we're
is
gonna,
also.
like,
imprison
Do you
them.
think that we should let go of all laws? We should not have prisons. We should just try and positively
Yeah.
reinforce,
Yes.
like not murdering
And
people
you're in
and not
Amsterdam.
stealing things.
Like education.
Wait, are you honestly saying-
Wait,
you want to get-
educate people
But
to be
before we dive into
vegan.
that,
No.
that, you agree that any person who commits an injustice should change and shouldn't do that injustice. We can agree on that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have some common ground over here. Do you think that you're committing an injustice when you're paying for animals to be forced into slaughterhouses, even though there is no need for it?
Yes, I
Okay,
agree with you
so
there.
whether
I
you
agree with
want
you on
to
the
have a
point.
choice or not, that's okay. Or whether you want to have a choice or not. But if you think that choice is that choice of you choosing for an animal to go into a slaughterhouse, is that a moral choice or is that an immoral choice?
Oh, is it ethical or
Yeah.
unethical? Because moral means a different thing. I
I'm
think
asking, is it moral or immoral according to your own values?
I think it's moral for people to have their own choices.
Is it moral
and
for
I
you
think,
to?
I
That's
think,
not
and I
what I
agree
asked,
with you.
though.
that's
But
a
that's not
different-
what
I'm
I
like,
asked.
I take politics and stuff, so I
But
just
that's not
change
what
the
I
words
asked
that I
because
say.
we've already established that you think rape, all of these other injustices should be choices. So this is something where we disagree on, and that's fine. But where we both agree on is that any of these injustices should not
Are
happen.
immoral. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
and
agree.
and if somebody does commit them, that somebody needs to change. How they change is maybe where we disagree
I think
on,
so.
and that's fine.
That's where we're.
And that's perfectly
But we were
fine.
agreed with the ethos, right?
Yeah, but do you
Yeah.
think that you should change and no longer oppress animals?
I think it should be my choice.
But do you think that you should?
That's not answering the
That's
question.
not asking. You see, you're dodging the question.
You're not answering.
Yeah,
the
because
question.
I'm not asking you whether it
yes,
should be your
yes,
choice.
I should change, but
Okay,
yeah,
here we go.
but you should, I should change, yeah, but it should ultimately be my choice, and right?
Why is that like okay?
Just
So it
like
should be your
raping should
choice.
be your
So
choice. It should be my choice.
you feel like you should be able
We
to go
can't
down
force you
and
to
do a bunch
anything.
of
I don't know why.
unethical things.
I don't know why
right?
you.
Yeah,
I don't know
but
why you think
get,
it's not your
get
choice.
Let each other finish. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with your points completely. But I get the message that instead of encouraging people in a positive manner, you're giving out like a negative and being like shaming people into it, which shouldn't be the way that we're doing it.
I don't think I can shame
That's not
you
the
into
intention.
anything. The
Oh,
emotion.
okay.
The emotion.
I
that
think
you
I must
feel
have
is
read you
nothing.
wrong then.
I'm
because that's
sorry
the vibe I'm
I'm sorry if that is what you got from it.
Yeah.
Because that was definitely not my intention.
Uh-huh.
It's
But
just
then-
like when you said that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
from London, I'm thinking of London as the vegan capital in
Yeah.
the world. And when you said that you, I don't know, you said like, okay, it costs a little bit more effort or something. I was thinking, what? Because vegan,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
vegan.
yeah. I
That-
completely-
so I reacted very honestly,
Yeah, I
authentically.
understand what you're saying.
I didn't try to like. I don't want to shame.
Your aim wasn't to do that.
And I agree with you on
Can I also-
punishment. I'm not for punishment, by the way. FYI.
Yeah.
I'm also for rehabilitation.
Oh, that's the sign. I would put those on the ground as well.
Maybe put your bags on top of it.
One of the signs of Chip just flew in the water.
Maybe if I go. in
Someone
that boat, I can
downstream
get it.
will find the message, right?
Yeah. I think maybe the sign will do some good. Floating
I
it.
think one thing
I do wanna
to
understand
take
one
note
thing, though.
of is that on approach, your first question to me was equating this with bad things, equating not being vegan with all these super immoral things.
Other immoral things. Yeah.
Yeah, with other immoral things, which I agree.
Yeah.
They're both immoral.
But we're not equating them. We're just making
but
a
that
comparison.
shouldn't be the like approach when you're trying to convince people, right? Instead of saying, "Oh, you're doing stuff that are akin to rape and akin to vandalism,"
Akin to anything other immoral. Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Instead, we should be saying that, "Oh, don't you want to do this positive thing?" We should be approaching it positively as opposed to like shaming people and saying you're like a rapist.
Right, but you keep saying that we're shaming people. That
Yeah.
wasn't our intention.
Okay,
It
but that's
but
the message you
may-
give with that approach.
Right, and that happened unintentionally.
Really?
Right.
Did you approach other people the same way with equating rape and these bad
sometimes,
things with...
sometimes we
Yeah.
try to make
So maybe
comparisons,
that's
and
something
some
that we
people
can-
get it, and they just
Okay.
go into it.
Yeah.
It's like you're telling me like how to be an activist, and I've been.
I'm not
I've
telling
been,
you.
No, but
I'm
you're
just-
saying like do
this
it
is
like
what I
this, do it
think.
don't do it like that.
Yeah, but
the
we've
thing
agreed
is,
that
you're
shouldn't be the approach, right?
Well, the thing that we agree on is that positive reinforcement usually works better.
Yeah.
But it's not also a universal fact. You know, it's not like, oh, positive reinforcement always works better. And I completely disagree with you when you say that we should positively reinforce everything. No, I do think that we need to actually have laws.
I think that's where we disagree.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be chaos if we're going to go to every psychopath on the street and tell them, you know, it's much better to not kill people. It's much better to not rape women.
Yeah.
It's much better to
And
not
that's where
vandalize.
we disagree.
Because they're not. Some people are not going to listen to that, and they're just going to continue doing that. You're not able to rehabilitate the whole world in a positive reinforcement.
That's completely where we disagree, right?
Yeah,
I think
would
that's
really
our
like to
our personalities split there.
Well, it's like-
I think everything can be solved with love, right? And you think not everything can be solved with love.
I would love everything to be solved by love, but my life experience tells me very much otherwise.
Yeah, and I think you're maybe a bit older than me, so maybe you are right. But I think I want to live
looking
as
at
long
history.
as possible.
Look, I
love being the
have you read the book of Nelson Mandela? You should really read his autobiography because he it's a very good book, by the way. I can totally recommend it.
I just want to say, you know, Nelson Mandela actually did
bad things. Yeah,
a lot of women.
But I mean, everyone's kind of bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't
so was Gandhi.
I think
so
you know.
was
I think
I didn't know that.
I think there might be when you look at people, you shouldn't look at them everything they've done is good, but just maybe some values
Right.
you can take and you can think about them in your own time and form your own opinions.
Perfect. I mean, even if he did that, the book was very insightful. And I think he is a very intelligent person that did a lot of, I don't know about I'll have to figure it out, but even though the book is, he tried for a very long time to live in the style of Mahatma Gandhi and to make change of apartheid in South Africa through non-violence, and basically came to the recognition that it's not going to happen that way. And in some cases, I don't think it's going to happen that way. Like if the Nazis invade again, or like that, we're going to have to use force. It's not like we can hippy-dippy tell them, hey, you're a Nazi. Let's not be in the NS.
You make me sound very hippy-dippy.
I love that idea. I love that ideal. I
but
wish
you're
it
not
was.
willing to commit to it.
I don't think it works that way, unfortunately.
And that's where we're split. I think that we should. That's because we should love people, and that people should.
I love to love people, but
and you think that we should shame people into their choices and force them into their choices.
No. That's not what I said. But I said some people do need to get forced. Yeah.
I think that
in order to not do bad things.
Hating people of color shouldn't be a choice. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have hate in your heart for people.
Yeah, but we shouldn't perpetuate a society where we allow hate at all, right?
That's true. Exactly,
so you shouldn't hate me for anything.
It shouldn't be a choice at all, though.
It shouldn't be a choice.
It shouldn't be a choice.
Or we should build a society where it's
people want to do it,
upon,
where it isn't.
Yeah, where it's not a readily available choice.
Yeah, and it's not something that's perpetuated by the patriarchy and by classism. How it's
it should be something that.
What about Jeffrey Dahmer? Should we go and talk oh, Jeffrey Dahmer, you killed a bunch of people. Now let's do some psychology and so on. Let's see if we can talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you think then and then we should let him on the street and make it be his choice, I
think that's what prison is, and that's what regulation is that we're not doing it to hurt you or because we hate you or because you deserve this. We're doing it because we want you to get better.
Yeah, but also we're doing it to make sure that you're not doing it again. We're forcing you into a prison because we don't trust you on the street. Right? We don't want you on the street, so we force you into this cell.
And so we want to make you better.
Of course, we also want to make you better, but we're also forcing you into this cell because we don't trust you to be on the street. You're a danger.
So we should be positive.
The issue is with prison. It's just there's the prison industrial complex. And
that's an issue.
There's you can't say that prison is.
What does that have to do with it?
But the thing is you can't say that prison either helps you or doesn't, because the issue is that prisons are for profit.
But we're talking about
they're for profit. That's the thing.
But it's so interesting because
I definitely understand
let me ask you then. Do you think we should force people into prisons who are serial murderers?
I don't think
to keep them off the street.
I think I think rehabilitation should be the more.
But that's not what I asked you, right? Do you think we should keep them off the street and force them into a prison because we don't trust them to be on the street because they might do it again?
Yes, and
No.
yes, you do. That's what you were saying before.
As in,
you
like-
mixed your point. He's confusing you.
Wait.
Yeah, so
because
should we
I
keep
agree
those
on the
people who are
rehabilitation.
violent separate from
I agree
us?
on the
But a second ago, you
rehabilitation
just
part.
said that
Rehabilitation.
the
Not in
point wasn't
prison.
to really,
But not in prison.
No, but
I
somewhere
agree
where
with the
we
rehabilitation.
rehabilitate.
Okay, yeah.
But
That's
that,
not prison.
Not
That's
necessarily.
I agree.
I hate
I
the
agree.
prison concept
because
also,
prison is
but I
like
get
it's
what
like
you mean, yeah.
it's like it's different. Like
Yeah.
prison is for
But
profit.
that's besides the point.
Prison
We're not-
is for profit.
We're not
Okay,
talking
listen.
about the modern
It's a
system.
company.
Even if it's-
Prison is a company.
Even
it's a corporate
okay,
company.
let me ask you differently. Do you think that if we have a serial rapist here, right, or a serial murderer, that we should at some point get that person off the street, put them in a cell, don't call it a prison, but just we
Like,
don't.
we're not the
we,
system.
We want them.
But
we
like-
want to force them off the street because we don't want them to do it again. And we
Yeah.
can rehabilitate them all we want in the prison.
But
like-
her point, and I kind of agree with it, is that prisons nowadays have kind of lost their purpose of rehabilitation.
But that's
They're
not
mostly
talking
just
about this.
That's not.
isolated.
That's not the point at all.
Yeah.
The point
Like,
is.
this is a different point.
Like prisons have multiple purposes, right? And one of them can be rehabilitation.
We
but
moved
one of
on from the.
like-
we moved on from the.
Yeah, like it's just like it's like it's
Forget
over.
it.
Like it's just
Okay.
like
Are prisons bad? Like
Yeah.
modern
Yes.
prisons,
But-
yes.
Yes.
Modern prisons are
But
bad.
one,
Yes.
one
Because they're
thing.
corporate.
But let me just put it
But
this
the
way.
intention of prison or the intention of any punishment is to rehabilitate,
But one
not
thing
to like get your anger out on
But
someone.
one
but
thing
that's-
you can see, thing you can see, even amongst us
Yeah.
vegans, we still disagree on topics because we don't all agree on the same
Obviously,
things.
because
But
it's so
because
complex.
there's a lot of complexity amongst all of these things. But the reality of this,
I really like the hat, by the way.
thank you. I got it as a present actually.
Oh, nice.
But the reality
Yeah,
of this
I love her.
injustice that we pay for day to day is that we, while it is an option or not, whether
Yeah.
we believe it to be, we want it to be an option or not, we pay for it, and innocent animals are exploited and slaughtered for us. And while maybe you think it should be an option, it definitely shouldn't be as easy as it is. It definitely shouldn't be as marketed as it is, because there's violence, there's exploitation, and all these companies, they use your money to get funding from government, to pay politicians to make laws so that we cannot film inside slaughterhouses, so that we cannot show you the truth, so that you
agree
as the
with that.
consumer
Yeah.
are as much in the dark as you can. So we're just sitting here speaking for the animals. We're asking you to
Yeah.
stop paying for this. That's it. That's it.
Completely,
We're-
I agree.
How
I
we-
agree.
how we end
But
up in
how
the-
you approach it needs to change.
Well, listen, that's debatable because
Yeah, and that's where we disagree. But
Yeah,
on the main ethos, on our
exactly.
main point, where
Yeah,
we're,
yeah.
I think we need to
about
get
the
going.
propaganda.
Okay, and you need to go. So how many more animals can be exploited, killed,
Zero.
slaughtered on your
But
behalf?
and we should approach all activism with a positive mindset, right?
Yeah.
With love and peace. Not
Oh,
punishment.
you'll go for that. Okay. So
Thank
there's
you.
there's a documentary here at the end of it. I'm sorry.
Ah,
You can
perfect.
read through it. There's a documentary here at the end of it. It's called Dominion.
Yeah.
Can you promise me you'll watch that
We'll have-
just
we'll
to
have
get
a look.
informed? And until you watch it, just as a small commitment, adopt a plant-based diet until you watch it.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Nice.
Have an awesome day. And
Bye bye. Oh,
I
yeah,
love
I did it.
I
I gave
love
you
to
an hand
disagree
already.
to disagree. So
Yeah. Spread love, people.
Love is the way.
love is the way. At least we got the sign back. That's okay.
Oh,
At
you
least
got
I
the sign back. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You got the sign back and the conversation back on track.
And the conversation back on track. Yeah. I saw you guys got really intense about prisons and stuff.
because it was.
I'm for rehabilitation, man. I'm for this idea of
But I
rehabilitation.
never said I'm against rehabilitation. It's just that you can't just expect positive reinforcement to solve all problems in the world. Like,
No,
when
that's
you
true,
have
that's true.
Jeffrey
It doesn't
Dahmer. You're
always
not gonna
work.
go like, yeah, it's your choice,
I
Jeffrey
agree with that.
Dahmer. We're gonna have some
It's a little
conversations
bit
with
overly
you.
simplistic to think
We
that
need
way.
to we need to lock this guy up, not for punishment, but to keep the rest of us safe, basically. And then you can try and rehabilitate him as much as you want, but to think that you can do everything through positive reinforcement is just
Wait a minute.
nuts.
I saw somebody giving us negative reinforcement. We're
negative
two
reinforcement.
snobby, narcissistic, and manipulative vegans. That's what we are. We're snobby
My feelings are hurt.
and narcissistic. I mean, I'm so narcissist. Like, I actually not even reading. I'm looking at myself as I'm doing this.
Ad hominems
And
are really the
manipulative.
best type
Yeah.
of argument
Yeah.
against veganism.
To grow tofu, I don't know what tofu is. And vegans, wait a minute, it's a incoming crop death argument. Plants, you have to Monsanto a poison that kills all animal, rabbits, squirrels, lizards, everything. Then after you that, you have to plow the animals that are left. So Yeah, brother, just Google crop deaths argument. The whole argument that most of you bring up called the food chain is literally gonna debunk your whole argument, because the food chain is a measurement of how energy flows in an ecosystem, and it shows that the animals who eat the plants, they get this energy, and the animals who eat those animals get less energy. So that alone should tell you the fact that when we eat animals, we get less energy. If we were to eat them, we would get more energy. So for the same amount of energy that we need, we would kill more plants in the process. It's pretty simple. Just spread it out.
You're just saying that animals eat plants too, right? So when you eat animals, you indirectly also kill plants. So when you want to really care about plants, which most of you actually don't, but that's an argument to bring up against veganism, because we have to come up with something.
Yep.
When you go vegan, you eat less plants, in fact.
Have you watered your plant today?
And then there's like, yeah, but cows, they eat grass, blah, blah. But then, of course, to clear the land in order to make that grass, you also need to kill a bunch of other plants, and you get monocultures, and you destroy the habitat. The Netherlands, for example, I think at least half of the Netherlands is just grass for cows.
But that's why
cows, they still eat lots of corn as well, and soy, and so they need to import all that. So ultimately, if you care about plants, you should be vegan.
That's why they make the law here, right? To reduce the number of animals that they have, because Netherlands doesn't have enough space to provide enough food for everybody if they're going to use that. It's insane.
Crazy.
It's crazy. We reached a place, like Mexico did that study where they said they're not going to have enough food by 2050 to feed everyone if the consumption goes the way it does. So yeah, we're not having enough land. On top of the injustice that we're doing to animals, you're essentially making life unlivable also for your fellow humans who you claim to care about, for the rest of the animals who you claim to care about. And the funniest thing about it is that when people say they love animals, they think of the wild animals, who are what? Less than 5% of the population of the earth? Because most of the animals on earth are the animals we farm, that we exploit, that we kill.
Yeah. And we have this crazy notion also that when you look at a cow standing on a grass field, that's somehow nature. It isn't nature. That's a monoculture grass crops that is basically destroying all the other plant life there.
Exactly.
That bees and other kinds of, butterflies and so on can't actually live on. There's no flowers in those fields. And those cows there, they aren't even on those fields all year long. They're only half of the year there at best. So, and the rest of the time they're standing in a stable, which is just a prison for cows. And then there's absolutely no stimulation for cows also in that field. They're standing on a square with some barbed wire around it, and we think like, oh, those cows, they have it great, because they're standing on a square field with just a monoculture
that's all we
grass.
need. Imagine somebody putting you in a room and giving you food from time to time. That's all you have your whole life.
A big room.
And from time to time they cut the throat of your friend, they cut the throat of your, and why? All of it because, they gotta get that flesh.
At least you have food. Oh, at least you have food. Yeah.
I'm gonna have that meat.
Oh God! It's also like you asked people that question, like, what would you rather have? Be hungry and have the freedom, or be well fed and basically sit in a boring room all day long.
Most people say they prefer freedom because that's the reality.
Right.
Most of us prefer maybe if you're in a bad situation, you're thinking like, oh, how nice would it be if I wouldn't be in this bad situation, and then you tend to say, well, I'm gonna forgo my freedom so that I live better. But in reality, the fact that you have the choice to forgo your freedom already says that you value the freedom.
Right. I mean, really, what is life worth if we don't have freedom, right? I mean, is life worth it just if you don't have suffering? I mean, I don't think so. Just like, oh, I don't suffer, oh, therefore life is great. No, even animals also need stimulation, right? Like, I spent 2 years in India, and the cows there, you can see that they're so playful and they have an intelligence in their eyes that you don't see the cows in the Netherlands here have. because the cows in the Netherlands just stand in the grass field on a grass field all day long. But those cows in India, they have freedom, and of course they have, you know, especially in cities, they have a shitty situation. And India is far from being exempt since it's the number 2 beef exporter in the world. But cows love their freedom too.
Yeah, a lot of nonsense in the chat. I see a lot of crop deaths and nonsense, huh?
Crop that. Oh, I just purchased
Soy
from
boys.
McDonald's.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Oh, that's
Soy
great
boys.
for you. That
Soy
makes you
boys
such
for
a
win.
good person. You eat rice and soy, that kills them all. Oh god.
Yeah, see, I told you, a lot of crop deaths, a lot of crop
deaths.
Guys, just Google crop deaths. Like, like, you know, the whole point of this is not for us to teach you what you can already Google a lot of the times. But if you want, if you listen, I will teach you about crop deaths because it's as easy as I just explained to you. Every time you eat an animal product, they grow more crops and they kill more animals in the process. What we're saying is adopt the solution. Maybe it's not perfect. Veganism isn't perfect, but it's a goddamn good way to getting there. Because, you know, we can't change how people do agriculture with plants. We hope we can, but in no way can we go to a person who farms plants and who from time to time kills an animal to protect their crops and tell them, hey, don't do that, when this person also kills animals or breeds animals into existence to kill them. Come on, think. Don't just regurgitate bullshit you heard online. Think.
And do your research.
I think we should go because it's pretty cold and it's yeah.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, go for it.
So let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
What do you think? Well, like, what was our best conversation?
The best conversation. I kind of liked these two guys, I'll say
Really?
it. But the people before were.
Oh, I got so heated.
Yeah, it got so heated. It did. But I like that. I like it when people get heated because that means they care, man. It means that they're not just I'm in it for whatever.
And man, I love her ideals also. Like I really wish I could go back to that time when I agreed with her, you know, where we should just fix everything with love. I mean, I would love everything to be fixed by love, but
Google how to grow tofu. Brother, do you think tofu grows? Oh, that's funny,
Okay.
man. Dude, I mean, literally, tofu doesn't grow on trees. Tofu is something we make. It's not something that grows.
grow tofu.
How to grow tofu? I mean, I guess you just blend more soybeans and put them next to the tofu, and then you kind of grow the tofu.
You take a tofu plant and you give it water every day.
Yeah.
And then at some point you pick the tofu right from the plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. These blocks also, like blocks of tofu. You know?
Yeah.
Each leaf has one.
That's why at the supermarkets all tofu is in blocks because that's how they come from the
Exactly. Yeah. It's the one square thing that you find in nature.
It's the one
I
square
mean,
thing.
cubes don't occur much in nature, but like on
But tofu?
plants, yeah, for sure.
100%. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Remember to subscribe to Kind Future. That is Lodewijk. He does an excellent job, as you can see. We love Lodewijk. Also, subscribe to me if you're not subscribed already. If you're enjoying these streams, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have tomorrow will be the march, a vegan march, right? Something for Amsterdam, which is cool. We'll have that, and on Sunday we'll have human milk. So a lot of cool stuff. I want to give a shout out to Draculum for being the first to comment on the stream. We have this contest for the first person who comments on the stream gets a shout out. Congratulations, Draculum. I don't know who the second and the third person were, but let's just give it to the first person this time. We'll give it to the second and third next time. You're shivering because you need to eat meat tacos. I'm shivering because it's cold, it's wet, but you're right. I'm shivering because I haven't specifically paid for it. Second. I'm shivering. Yeah, I'm shivering. You're right, because I reject this. I'm shivering because I don't want to pay for this. You're right. I'm shivering because I don't want to pay for this.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
This is exactly how animals grow, you know. So they grow on a plant and then they basically die like this. Mm-hmm. Just like tofu grows on plants.
Mm-hmm. Somebody says tasty. When you see this, you think it's tasty. You're either trying to really hard to cope with what you're seeing.
Yeah, just I mean, ad hominems are just the weakest argument ever. Like, didn't anybody ever teach these people like the moment that you refer to ad hominems, you've already lost the battle. And
yeah,
what's like it's not an argument. It just makes you look weak, you know, because you're like, you're trying to make the other person seem bad. You know? So it doesn't work that way.
Thank you so much, everybody. See you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Bye.